it's time for some hostile therapy.
Ah, fuck. off the screen there, and let's remove this all together. Let's get everybody on the screen. There we go. All right, now we got everybody on the screen. All right, welcome to Thursday night on Hostile Therapy with Big Red. Again, returning, of course, me, Big Red, because this is the show that I've created. And LT, you're going to mute there. We don't want the same thing that happened last week. You were doing sign language.
There we go.
Soft as a baby's butt, drowning the baby in the electric 80s boogaloo funk. That's what I just transcribed from your sign language. Vogue. I got Vogue in there, too. Oh, there's some robot.
He is going in.
Yeah, okay.
What is happening? All right.
I don't know what you've been inhaling, man, but
My goodness.
that's that over here.
Wow.
Had a bottle of water. That's about it.
Bottle of water, something.
Bottle of water with a Crystal Light packet.
Must have been water from Michigan.
Lord.
That's a joke, but we also need to send water to Michigan. They still don't have water.
Right. We got LT
can't believe
going
that
trip
place,
on the
though.
show, and we got returning for another episode. Miss Prizzy.
It is Preezy.
Preezy.
I don't know who
Sprinkle.
Preezy is.
Breezy.
I'm from the South. I got to say that.
Where's that?
Miss Preezy.
Where is it?
Preezy. Like breezy.
Breezy. Preezy. All right, Miss Preezy.
There you go.
All right, got your polo on.
Mary J. Blige, who was at the Mary J. Blige concert.
I can tell.
No.
Well, I'm about to say that has to be exclusive to a concert because I didn't know she had clothing.
Yeah,
Mary J. Blige.
She got that.
she got
She
clothing. Yeah, she has a store selling her clothes, sweatsuits, hats,
I did
hoodies.
not know it.
I was Mary J. Blige out. I had my hat, my hoodie, my sweater.
Part of the reason I wear shades everywhere. I just remember her doing that a lot. Her and Aaliyah. Just wearing shades a lot all the time.
Oh, yeah.
In a dark club, just
Dun, 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 dun.
and you know, like when she not and she about to sing some of the most painful words you've ever heard.
Man, listen, she is awesome. Okay,
Let me ask you something.
she did her famous dance. Oh, Mary.
Is that a dance
oh,
though, or is
Mary.
that just like
That's her dance.
It's
a
Okay.
seizure?
What?
It's just a seizure. She just made famous.
I'm telling
It's-
her.
It's originated by Brooklyn.
Mary wouldn't be Mary if she didn't do that dance. That is her dance.
Yeah,
Like the little
I
Kim
guess so.
dance.
Right.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? You
Nobody
gotta do
can take that from them.
Like, remember William Hung off of American Idol?
Who?
William,
the Asian dude, yes.
Yeah, she banged. You know that guy?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
baby,
Yeah,
wish
he
you
was
would.
special, and he wouldn't be who he was without the way he sung it. Mary J would not be who
Hey,
she
look.
is without that.
Ice
She did
JJ
it. That was
Fish.
an excellent concert. She had Queen Naja, if I'm saying her
Right.
name right, Queen Naja.
Shout out to Queen
Yeah.
Asha.
And oh my God, what's the girl that I don't want to say her name wrong. She made feelings. So deep in
My girl
feelings.
LMA.
Ella May. I was getting ready to say something else, but I don't know.
Boot up, boot up.
Yes, they did excellent. They were at Atlantic City. It was awesome.
What else did she sell? Like, well, did you get T-shirts and stuff like that from Mary J. Blige? No.
Well, no, I had ordered on Mary J. Blige's site. her
Mary J.
clothes.
Blige created
What
hateration.
does the clothing line, does it have like different sizes, or on the tag does it say "Take me as I am"?
No, it was different sizes.
Oh, okay.
Hoodies, the short sleeve shirt.
Look, we don't need no
sweatpants.
hateration up in this dancery right now.
So I was all Mary J. Blige. Well, I think only thing I didn't have was sneakers. Mary J. Blige sneakers.
You got sneakers too?
No, I'm saying I didn't have.
I'm about to say every Brooklyn person got sneakers.
No, I mean she makes sneakers. I did not know this.
No, it was
Every
just the
Brooklyn
sweat. It was
person
just the
has their own brand of
sweatsuit,
Jordan.
and hoodie, short sleeve shirts. You know, good morning, gorgeous. That.
Yep.
It was a good morning, gorgeous tour.
Good morning, Gordon.
Glad to see Mary J. Happy again.
She was awesome.
She happy? That's a happy Mary Jane. I like seeing a happy Mary.
Listen, she been through a lot.
Yes,
She deserved a W.
She been through a lot, but she doing big things now. She getting ready to do Lifetime. Gonna do Lifetime movies. I think
That,
I got a
I
feeling
can see this.
she gonna. This is it. Like as far as the music, she getting
Yeah.
into the big stuff now, like the act. She already on Power,
Yeah.
so
I mean, next
I'm
step is a
proud of her.
movie.
I'm
But
so
yeah, a
proud of her.
bioflick.
I love her. Oh, I love Mary J. Blige. Oh my gosh, she's the best.
All right.
Besides
Well,
Beyonce, I love Beyonce too.
you put Beyonce over Mary J.
Oh no, they're different categories, honey.
Okay.
Mhm. They get
Okay,
different.
Mary J. Blige is the queen of R&B and hip hop,
Okay.
Then what if
and
Beyonce the queen?
Beyonce is the queen of R&B.
But
What?
Cause Mary J. Blige's music is R&B and hip hop,
Okay.
and
I would
so
say
Beyonce
Beyonce is
is.
R&B and hip hop too. Beyonce raps. She got
I mean,
Sasha
yeah,
Fierce.
but
Yeah.
all right, they both.
Oh, we can't have
Yeah,
two
I
you
like
queens.
because
them
you
both,
can't
but
discount Beyonce for
wait
hip
a
hop. She is for the
minute.
culture.
I like both of them.
I
I
love
love
both of
both
them.
of them.
I
I
mean, I like
love
both of them
them.
too. But, you know, we can't have
You
two
can have
kings of
two
pop,
favorites.
two
But you
queens
can
of
have two.
R&Bs.
I think you could have multiple kings and like weren't there like there's
Yeah,
there's multiple kingdoms and queendoms. Like we know that throughout
yeah.
history, and yet we
We
They
make
all
there's one
they
we
all
king,
have to
got
one
have
they
a
queen.
we have to
they
have a
got their
Lord
different
of
stuff.
Lords or King of Kings. We have to have
Duchess and
somebody.
dukes and shit, you know. Then
Mary
we
J.
gotta
Blige and Beyonce have their own different style. I
I
love
want
them.
someone to come out and say, I am the Duke of R&B.
They the
Anybody that want to see me about that title, I'm the Duke. I'm the Bishop of
awesome
R&B.
entertainers.
I give
Awesome
them that.
entertainers. Queens. True queens.
Oh snap, they're going crazy.
All right. Well, shoot. Sounds like they don't agree with that. Who
They
the
on
dogs
they
in the
on the
background?
job.
One of them said Beyonce. One of them said Mary J. Blige. You got to argue
Both
with
of
them.
them like it.
One of them said, why ain't you say Monica?
Oh my God, not Monica. That's between
Nobody
Brandy
really
and
does.
Monica on that one.
Nobody.
All right. Let's see. We'll see what y'all wait for Pretty to get back on there. She get the dog settled until we get into the main topic for today.
No problem. I gotta let my tea cool down anyway before I sip upon it.
Is it chamomile?
It actually I mix black English tea and chamomile.
Do you sip it with your pinky out as well too?
Pinky out.
When in doubt. All right.
Shut
Well,
up.
she'll probably be in in just a second, but we'll go ahead and get into what the main topic of the show tonight is supposed to be.
Well,
We got some other subjects we're gonna get into, but this main one we're gonna start off with is, let's pop it up here. Can women become born again virgins? I've seen
Interesting.
this topic before, and I don't know what the world to think about it. Let me see. Let me get a little definition of it.
Please.
What I found: a born again virgin, a person who, after having engaged in sexual intercourse, of course, makes some type of commitment not to be sexually active again until marriage or some other defined point in the future or indefinitely, whether for religious, moral, practical, or in other circumstances. And so, and mostly I've seen women declare being born again virgins. And the question, I don't think there's a concrete answer on it. So, but the question is, can women become born again virgins? Do you agree with that? And crazy, since you're of the female nature,
You're the female nature.
and you might,
I am.
maybe you have some expertise on this. I don't want to assume anything, but I assume that you were female. But I
Oh Lord.
gotta watch it.
Society. Yes, I am all woman. Yes.
Every woman. Fuck you talking about?
It's
We're-
all in me. Yeah.
We're gonna ask you though. To start off with, can women become born again virgins? If yes, tell me why. If no, also tell me why. I will put you on the 2-minute timer. Let me get my.
Need about 20 minutes for this.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
come
wow.
back around. We'll come back around. Let's see.
I don't have much. Excuse me. I don't have much.
All right, here we go.
Oh, okay. Your ready go was low, but I heard it a little bit. Born again Christians. I don't know about born again virgins. Come on, you already the body has already been disassembled. Um, for religious reasons, I mean, you're not a virgin, so let's stop that. If you already, your hymen been already broken or whatever, you had sexual intercourse, it doesn't matter. But born again Christian, yeah. You want to change your life around and you don't want any sexual activity right now and you want to wait till you get married. But you have the right. That's your opinion. You don't want any sexual intercourse. Until that person comes along. You're done. Whatever you've done, maybe they're repenting for their sins. Everybody has the right to do that. Nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
But to say that you're going to be a reborn again Christian, well, that's on you to say that. We know it's not true. You're no longer a virgin. And that's it. But kudos to people that want to um, be celibate and wait. I mean, I respect you.
Mhm.
It's plus too much stuff out here anyway. You got to be cautious. People are not honest. And so if you want to do that for godly reasons, I say go for it. Cleanse yourself and set your mind free from all those
Mhm.
impurities that you haven't inhaled all those years. That's it for me. I'm
That's
done.
what I would.
All right. LT,
You're.
we'll let you go for a couple minutes. Go ahead and give
LT
us
in the
what your
hand.
answer is. Go ahead.
Uh, I don't even know if I can give you a couple minutes of this. Can you be a born again? Can you be one physically? No, you just can't. Like you've already been bust down, shorty. Tatiana or Tatiano, being all inclusive. Um, Spiritually, if you would like to become or abstain and start becoming like people just want to find different ways of saying celibate, just say you're about to be celibate. Like if you're really asking people to address you as a virgin, I feel like you're taking a mental step to try to act as if you were never in those sexual situations. Like I feel like it's trying to rewrite your history when you're asking to be addressed as a virgin. And it's fine. I can address you as that. And everybody gets pronoun nowadays. So shit, whatever you want to be called, it's cool. But just personally, on an individual level, I would rather call it just being celibate. And that's fine. That's totally that does pure body. That purifies the mind through purifying the body. And that is completely fine. If you want to like if you see the similarity to that being like a born again Christian, that's cool too. Because at some point, like what does that term mean? Like, did you just decide to, you know what? I want to stop being a heathen and go back to being Christian, because it's like, so like we have terms for when we left our faith and coming back. If you left your faith by fucking around a lot and you're coming back to it by not fucking around anymore, go right ahead. Just call it celibacy, because that's what I'm gonna call it. And if I offend you, I want to apologize. I want to.
All
I
right.
won't.
People. All right. Let's see. Can women become born again virgins? The answer, I would say, is no.
I'm gonna go get my Bible.
Well, let's see. Physically, no, you can't become a born again virgin. Uh, and here's the thing: most people who are coming up with that term are hurt people. Most people who come up with that term have somebody that ran through them, and
Ooh,
they are mad at the person that they just slept with and gave it up to. So now they're trying to forget the past and act like they can just erase everything that they had with the person they were with before they gave up the cookies. So, as you, LT and Preezi had said, just call it celibacy. But you can't erase what happened in the past, because the next person you're getting with, actually, you're doing a harm to the next person anyway you're getting with. The next guy you're going to try to talk to, if you were truly born again, like when you started off as a virgin, where you didn't have any of these negative thoughts in your head, you would have no negative thoughts the second go round as well. but you're remembering something that happened the first, second, or third time, however many times you gave it up. Now you're passing it on to the next guy. So that's not born again. That's not renewing your mind. That's just stopping him from getting something that you gave up to someone else freely. So this is the last part I don't like about why are you punishing the next person for what the last person did? Next person ain't got nothing to do with what you did with the last person. So to call it born again, virgin, it makes absolutely no sense. You can't born again a vagina. I even heard that people are actually getting surgery to try to make it like it was in the beginning, whatever that means. And that's just going too far. How are you gonna connect something physically with your vagina to Christianity in the first place? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. That's all I gotta say about that one.
It's a mental cleansing. Like when
But they
somebody's
don't
getting
cleanse.
baptized, they're
Yeah,
repenting from their sins. Now,
that's the thing
I
though.
can
They're not
understand.
cleansing anything though. If they're
Right.
still thinking about it, that they haven't cleansed anything.
Maybe they just is their way of starting over. They've made some mistakes in their lives, and they just want to start over and start fresh
No,
mentally.
y'all, I'm
We know
sorry.
physically it's impossible, but I think it's a mental thing that I want to start fresh. I want to um, just be forgiven for some mistakes that I have done. And maybe it's something that they need to tell themselves. I'm pretty sure they know physically they're not going to be virgins. But, when you keep telling yourself something over and over, you tend to start believing it. And so maybe that's what
Like a
they
lie.
accomplish. I want to start over. I did a lot of things that I shouldn't have done. And maybe they have regrets. And so this is something for me. And I think it's more of a spiritual thing too within,
You know
you
what
know.
comes with that? A lot of
It's
that
not
though.
really making the other person suffer because,
It ain't.
well, maybe you might find a guy that wants. There's guys out here that are celibate.
Yeah,
I'm
don't mean they
pretty
want to
sure that
be.
they want to, been there, done that. They tired now and they want to find themselves. I don't know. Can guys
Oh,
take a break? Can you take a break? Like,
no,
ooh,
no. You
ooh,
know what? No, not.
ooh,
Uh,
Let me
ooh.
not like you
Not
guys.
even if you're religious, like if you just want to, like, yo, I'm just done. I just don't.
Mm-mm.
I want somebody that believes in God and wants to focus on God, and let's do this together without all of that.
We can do both.
I've been looking through this whole book. I don't see nothing in
Sex
here
is
about
overrated. Like
purifying the
it's just
vagina.
too much. Everything is sex, 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 sex,
Yeah,
sex.
but here's the thing. This is
It's too
where
much. Like
this is
after sex, then what? You don't even know the person's
we
their favorite color, what you want to eat, what you like to eat, what you like to do. It's
we can
just
do
too
both.
much. It's
We can do both though. I
But
can't.
everybody don't think like that. And maybe that woman doesn't want that. Maybe she's tired of everything pertaining to just sex.
Well, I'm hate to tell
See,
you
you guys, y'all just want to nothing.
what
That's
what
on,
this is.
on the
This
next episode.
no, we can deal with this right now. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you
Yeah, we
right
can
now.
do this right now.
Because this is the difference. So I always try to tell the difference between men and women. We crave sex more than women do.
But
We
how you
it,
gonna say there's no guy out there that just want to I'm taking
oh,
a break. I
I'm
want to
sure it
focus
is.
on
Some
me.
guys
I
do. They're
want to
like, because
focus.
there's semen retention. There's the dudes that practice semen retention that don't even masturbate,
I want
which
to
I feel
focus on
like
me. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the game playing. I want to focus
it
on me and
happens.
my
It's
career.
rare.
There's
It's very
brothers out
rare to
there.
find, but yeah, it
Right.
happens.
There's
Like that,
probably
they
more
exist.
women, but
There
you
is.
can't
Women are
tell me
able
that
to
there's not a
focus.
brother out there who just want to chill sometime and focus on his career.
That's
He don't
because
want to get
women
caught
get
up.
less gratification from sex than men do.
Preach.
Women, honestly, a lot of a woman's best, or some of a woman's best orgasms are probably coming from herself. They're probably self-inflicted. Like women typically don't enjoy sex as much as men because men, according to women, aren't good at sex. So
And
so women are they can
that's something too.
Yeah,
abstain.
but we want more than that.
Yeah, because
We're
y'all can
emotional
abstain a
creatures.
lot
There's so
longer. You
much
can be
more
celibate a lot longer. You can
than
actually
just
commit
having
to celibacy.
sex.
Exactly, OT. See, that's the difference. See, when you say you're focusing on you, Precy, I
Hmm.
believe you. I totally believe you. You can focus on a whole bunch of other things. You can deal with college. You can deal with your job. You can deal with your kids. You're like, I'm gonna focus on me and make myself happy. When a guy says I'm focusing on me, sex is part of it. That's part of it.
Yeah. Men
That's
don't leave sex out of the equation of trying
Yeah,
to
but we
build
can't
themselves up. We
talk for
don't know how
everybody.
to for some reason.
yeah, we're different that way, and that's what I'm saying. And I always tell people it takes usually an act of God for a guy to want to be celibate. Women can be
No,
celibate
that's what I was
without
saying.
God.
No, I was
Without God,
saying
though.
that. Could there could be guys out there that's trying to focus, they're very religious and they trying
Very
to
small.
Dan, do that again.
Very small amount.
Oh Lord, that wasn't much.
Yeah, that's you guys can be celibate just because. You guys can be celibate just because you just want to change the lifestyle.
A woman wakes up being
Y'all can get
offered like
crossword
10 different dicks
puzzles.
a day. You know what I'm
Y'all
saying? Like,
y'all can go to crossword puzzles, Monopoly. Y'all can go sew, crochet. Y'all can go on hikes, and it don't even bother. You can just like you think about sex every now and then, and then it just disappear. Guys again would have to either be in prison or have an act of God
we
to
don't
just
even
not
stop
have
in
sex.
prison. And that's, I mean, no shame in anyone's game, but prison don't
Exactly.
stop sex.
Exactly. It's
Men are
different for
just
guys.
wired differently. Like we're just, and I'm not making an excuse
It's
for
not
it.
a
Like, because
bad
again,
thing.
it's a men are motivated by that. Women are motivated by self-improvement. Men are motivated to self-improve to get women.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay. That was a
That's a
good
good
way
way
to
to
put
put
it.
it.
Mm-hmm.
We self improve so we can get to the sex. You guys should self improve for yourselves, and maybe we
Because
get us
you're
later.
like, women are the prize, like low key. Like they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you, they like nice things that cost money. I have to work hard and make money so I can buy pretty lady pretty things.
Okay.
That's why I said
It's hard.
it's hard for us if you're
Right.
saying, okay, we're dating you and we want to be with you, and sex is part of the package that we may want from you, and then you're saying you're on this journey. Well, I want to wait, you know,
Well,
90
maybe
days,
these
a
women are not
year.
dealing with anyone. Maybe they're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
chilling. Like they're not involving anybody in their equation. Because I think if it was me, I wouldn't want to put anybody in that equation. You just chill by yourself and don't
Yeah, unless
involve
you and your
anybody.
partner made an agreement to both be
Right.
celibate, or yeah, like if you're doing it in a relationship, I feel like yeah, that needs to be a discussion that y'all
Right.
have. I mean, and I don't think it's a problem. I think it could be good for. I think it could be good for a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like to make sure that or to see if your relationship is built purely upon sex. Like if
Right.
y'all, because a lot of people that's how they solve their arguments, or they don't feel like an argument is solved until they have sex, or they would rather forego arguing arguing altogether to, you know what I'm saying, copulate themselves with, you know, physical and intimate gratification. You know, that makes you feel better after intense emotions breed intense emotions. Intense emotions like anger lead to intense emotions like lust. And sometimes that's what keeps people in a lot of toxic situations. Like watch Baby Boy. Shit. Like they would argue, Jody would whip that thing out on her, and then he's back in her car on some other hoes.
Hmm.
And she made them tacos.
And we both usually we want sex for different reasons too. Than women. I mean, y'all may want it for it to feel a little bit more close and intimate with your partner. It is a physical release. Not to say that we're not intimate with our partners as well, but it's more of a physical release for guys, so we don't go kill
It's
people.
it's emotional for women.
Yeah,
Very much.
yeah,
Well, we're
right,
emotional creatures
right.
anyways. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
We are.
you know, you guys are the reason why murder can go down. Murder
What?
rates can go. Yeah,
What you say?
you guys are the reason murder rates can go down because if there was like no sex, there would be wars every day.
You think
Which is
so?
I
crazy
think so.
because, you know, prostitution is the world's oldest profession and they never died and they never going somewhere. If more like just pay, like just buy some toys, get your nut off if you got to, but damn, like
But people have died over women.
That's true too. Wars have started over women as well too, but
Ellen
Yeah.
of Troy.
if an everyday occurrence of having sex, I'm sure will stops
Well, you
more
see
wars than
Adam,
it
right? You see
starts.
what happened to Adam and Eve. He didn't have to listen to her. He could have just
He
said,
didn't
"Look,
have
God
to.
told me not to eat from that tree, so I don't know what you talking
Shit,
about."
Adam and Eve. You see what
But
happened to
he
the
was in love with
angels.
her, so
You
he
see
knew
what
he
happened
wasn't
to
supposed.
the angels that came down and was having sex with mortal women.
Mm-hmm.
God said, "Hey, do not have sex with them." Those male angels said, goddamn, can't help it, and just
Yeah.
got
That's
themselves
the
tossed out of heaven. You had a choice
sexual
between
stuff.
heaven and mortal pussy, and you chose mortal pussy.
Okay.
It's written. Not only is it written in man, it is written in the people, the stories man has been telling about our creators. Zeus, fucking,
Oh,
how many illicit affairs did Zeus have? A bunch with mortal women.
Samson.
created Hercules off of one.
Samson created Hercules off of that.
It's hard. That's the thing for us is
Is it
that
really hard,
it is. This is the natural nature.
or you
So
thinking
it's
with the wrong head?
It's
that's
because
why it's
we've been
hard.
programmed into thinking it is what we're supposed to do. Again, Zeus is the king of the gods, and though his wife Hera hated that he was always fucking around on her, she couldn't do shit because he's the king.
Preacher, look at it this way, preacher.
Mhm.
There are some people who have eating disorders,
Right.
and they know they're doing harm to themselves, but they have to develop a self discipline to stop eating so much so they don't get to more morbid obesity, whatever, right? And I'm not saying it's as bad as with sex with guys, but you do have to fight it a little bit more than I would say women do. That's what I mean by hard. Like not getting up in the middle of the night and going to eat that cheesecake. Just going straight to bed knowing that it's bad for you. So not going and go messing with another woman when you got a good woman at the house. It's not as easy. It's not an excuse. So you got to find self-discipline for yourself not to go do it. And that's what the guys you should be shooting for. Not everybody's built that way though.
Right. That percentage is very low. As far as men not cheating, that percentage is very low.
Good story right there. There's a story right there. I don't know if you guys ever read this before, but yeah, that's true. They're trying to stop the wars. They just stopped giving it up to the men.
Because that'll
not sure it'll work all the
change them
time,
real
but
quick.
yeah. Spike Lee did a movie about that too that was related to that.
Was it She Gotta Have It?
Nah. It was just like based off of that story there. People were rapping throughout the entire movie, so there was no music. Nick Cannon was a gangster. Yeah, it was garbage.
Every fact about that I heard it got less interesting.
But
Lost me at Nick Cannon.
Yeah, so yeah. Well, speaking of, he's got another child on the way too. So.
God damn,
you know
Nicholas.
What? I'm really sick of this dude. For real, he's
that's
ignorant. Okay,
that's
I don't know why he's doing this. What he's trying to build a tribe. I don't know what he. Listen.
That boy. Hey,
what do you think? Why you think he's doing like having so many kids from different women? Why you think
he put on that turban and he said, "Hey, this is a part of my religion. Look, I'm about to get all these hoes pregnant." Why? I don't know.
What is
I don't know.
I mean, okay, he
loves
children. He loves children.
I heard him say one point because he has what kind of cancer he has.
Oh no, he has lupus. Right? Lupus. Wait. Wait a minute.
You're right.
Shut up. Because last time I made a mistake with Melly Mel.
We almost
and
sent Melly Mel under
so
the
let
jail.
I'm shutting up. Please look it up because I'm not making no more mistakes.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I'm pretty sure it is lupus. It's a life-threatening disease. And he said since he felt like he wasn't going to be on Earth much longer, or he wasn't going to be alive much longer, that he wanted to have as many kids.
Maybe he needs something with DNA from one of his kids. Maybe he needs something like just in case he may need a blood transfusion or something.
Yeah, he has lupus.
He does have lupus?
Yup, lupus. Diagnosed in 2012.
Oh man. And lupus is very painful.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody that has it. They have their moments where it's really painful.
That boy being fruitful. And everyone has such negative things to say about it. And I get it. It's not something that we can we on the outside looking in can just sit there and say, yeah, I get why he's doing that, but he is literally operating like a man that's not going to be here much longer. He's operating like a man to make sure he wants to leave his mark behind. Um, I can't do it like that. That's that's
I don't think he should do it like that either. I mean, it's one thing to have that many children with one woman, and and he has the finances to take care of all those children and be in their lives. But
you
So
sure
how
enough
many
do. That's why I
women?
can't say shit.
I
How
think
many
it's 5
women
or
is it?
6 women and like 10 or 11 children, or 11
Goddamn.
children, as
God,
Usher
man.
would say.
Okay, so he
I
gave
don't
each woman
understand.
like 2. That's kind of nice. So they got like a sibling from the same mom at least. So they got like one shared,
Yeah.
like more shared experience. I don't
And
know.
he's taken care of them. It's not like he's just not out of their lives, but there's no way possible he can. And they're not all in the same house or the same neighborhood, but there's no way possible he can be in each
And
kid's
there
life
are Mormon
24
families
hours.
and Amish families who have just as many children out because of their religion. Yeah.
Yeah. But don't they usually have them within the same neighborhood though?
Like an Amish community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
This
from
guy,
Springer.
I don't understand. I mean, whatever makes him happy. 12.
What?
He's up to number 12 now, right?
Damn.
That old? See,
Hey
but
Siri,
No, he lost.
how many kids does
he
One
Nick
lost
passed
Cannon
one.
have?
away.
Yeah, one died. Had I think a tumor in his brain.
Oh
Died as a
goodness,
baby.
that's so sad.
They really only gave me 2 of his kids. Siri, you're lazy. One of
Yeah,
them's name is
I guess
Powerful Queen.
it's cool.
What
Like I
is
said,
it?
if he can take care of the
One
kids
of
and
his
all.
children's name is Powerful Queen
Oh,
Cannon.
come on. At least name them proper. Come on. Oh,
Powerful
what's
He
your
named
name,
it with an
sweetie?
adjective.
Powerful Queen. Honey, stop
Queen.
playing in the classroom. What is your name? For I call your parents.
Powerful is
Queen.
my
Powerful.
powerful.
Make
Powerful.
sure you say the powerful and the queen.
My friends just call me Pow Pow.
Now wait till she get grown, and you gotta say Miss Powerful
Oh,
Queen Cannon. All of it.
Miss Powerful Queen Cannon hyphenate, whatever else. All famous people hyphenate.
Ultimately, I think there's something missing. I don't, I'm not a psychologist or not a therapist or anything. There's a show called Hostile Therapy. I think there's with most people who have problems where they over exert themselves in certain issues, there's something missing.
mm-hmm.
Maybe there was love missing growing up somewhere, and he want to feel like he got a family within his own family, within his own family, within his own other families. Maybe that's it. Just like like I said, eating disorder. Usually there's something missing. Usually something abuse happened as a child. Usually that's what it goes to. Abuse happened as a child, and it is just coming out as an adult in an eating disorder or abuse where somebody takes domestic abuse as an adult because something that happened to them as a child.
For shizzle.
I don't know, but I don't think that's under normal circumstances. I can't see him just having this many kids, and he can't see. He's even expressed that I know I can't be all places at one point and give equal opportunity to each child, but he keeps doing it. And I say the mothers is just as much to blame if they know that he
Women
can't.
keep getting pregnant. Like we keep blaming Nick.
First of
You're
all,
right.
can't he pass that disease to his
Is it something you can? I don't think
children?
it's not sexually. Or okay,
No.
yeah, that's the thing
It's
to think
not
about. Is
in
it
It might be
within the
hereditary?
blood.
genetic.
It's not within the blood. I don't
It
know.
might be genetic, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, like
Yeah.
there's
You
that
could
shit.
be nothing. Let me shut up.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If he was within one community, I could see that. Like, what is that? It's a show on TLC. I think it's based out of Utah.
Octomom.
But that's another example. But nah, it's a guy. He marries. He has many wives. He has like 5 or 6 wives. And I think it's based out of Utah.
Motherfuckers be having wives, yo, mad wives and shit.
Polygamous.
That's something. That's a religious thing. That's
Polygamous?
What's
No.
it
not
called?
even not well. Yeah, I wouldn't even say
What is it?
polygamy.
The Amish? Is it polygamous? I don't know.
It's
Mormons
polygamy,
are
but
no. The Mormons have more. They have
Amish?
multiple
No,
wives.
it's not the Amish. I'm thinking of
It's
something
the
else.
Mormons.
Let me see
They will have multiple wives. But a lot of religions, a lot of old religions, shit. King Solomon, King David, they had multiple wives, as we all know.
But that was
Motherfucker.
allowed.
sister wives.
The
See, I
Lord
think that's what
allowed
it's
that
called.
back then.
Sister wives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of kings just had like that was a kingly thing, like had multiple wives and shit.
But that was
Women
a
were
while
a
back
commodity.
then. Not now.
Well,
Now, in certain religions, there are still, I want to say, yeah, Mormonism, or is it Mormonism, or is it just the Book of Mormon,
I just call
The
them
Mormon
Mormons.
folks? Maybe I don't want to. Don't quote me on Hinduism. Definitely Islam. They promise you 72 virgins in the afterlife.
All right. Yeah. That's why they said death is better.
Yeah, like they do that for the jihad. On the jihad, hey, look,
I would say
boom.
death is better than having multiple wives. I can't see having multiple wives that have two.
And you see, they put an emphasis on virgins as well, like
I don't want to have
across
multiple
religions.
women. I'm just saying that's too much work.
Yeah, I'm saying it's like and that's
You
what I'm
said
saying.
that's
Like
too much work.
It's too much work. One is enough. It's too much work to
because
try to deal
you're
with
not looking at the
five.
woman as a person, you're looking at her as a possession. It's like just having
Right.
multiple of a wife, because what you should truly see is it is a lot of work to love someone, to truly understand someone, to be a husband to someone. You should see that as a lot of work,
It
because it
is.
is, instead of just having a bunch of wives there to serve you. Those
It
are
just be like
servants.
multiple kids. I think multiple kids. I mean, there's a certain
Multiple
amount you can
children
just handle.
that I was about to say, they copulate you sexually.
This is a certain amount of kids you can handle where it just gets to be too much. And you
Mm-hmm.
have to deal with so many personalities with dealing with, let's say, five wives. And they all want attention, and it just got to be some jealousy in there somewhere. Maybe they just
You got
push
to
it
manage
down
it
deep
out, I
down.
guess.
It's literally like an episode of Flavor of Love. That's what it'll be.
That's a good
Crazy.
explanation for it. That's a
It'll
That
be
good
is
like
explanation for it.
Flavor, or the real Chance one with Real and Chance from I Love New York. They put a new one. I don't even want to talk about it. Zeus is a terrible network and it needs to be abolished from the airwaves.
Yeah, yeah.
It's,
Who
it's
created
terrible.
that
It
network?
is worse than BET. Oh my god, they put so much terrible black programming on there. But
Yeah. Speaking of,
Real, or no, excuse me, Chance from I Love New York has another searching for love, a chance at love reality show where it's literally women that are half his age. You could tell the women that are here were probably in elementary or middle school when he was relatively famous. Because no, fuck that, they weren't. Because I was in middle school when he was famous, and I'm 30. And the women that were here, like I remember he made a reference like, "Damn, that looked like He-Man and She-Ra," and the whole cast was like, "Who is He-Man and She-Ra?" I was like, "Okay, see, these women are too young for you, Chance. These women are, you don't need to give them a chance because these women are too young for you." But that's literally the like, and they all had it. It's like Michael Blackson, because that's who runs this network on Zeus. It's like they picked the females with the worst personality profiles. Like they picked, oh, she a fire sign, I got a water sign girl. Oh, she's a germaphobe. I got this girl who brought her dog everywhere she goes. Oh, I got this girl. Oh, I got a big girl over here. And then I got a girl who has a phobia of big girls. And we're going to put them all in the same house. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to call it Bad Girls Club or some shit. Or we're going to call it Real Shot at Love with a tequila and Bad Girls on making the band too.
Aaron
well,
Hicks said, Lord Trench, preach. They too young.
well,
Message.
okay, I'm gonna bring that back around. Then why he's probably going for somebody too young, or going somebody half his age, because they're not going to say they're born again virgins and lie to themselves.
Yeah, actually, and that's a shame.
There's no
Like younger women
baggage.
are more willing to sexualize and to hypersexualize themselves.
Yeah, there's no baggage with it because they don't know anything bad quite yet until they get there, and then
Yeah.
a little older, now they're going to punish the next guy they're with because of what happened in the past. Not
He ain't
saying that's
even like
not saying that's totally correct, but that I'm going to put a venture on the guess. That's why Flavor of Love does that. You never see nobody 50-year-olds.
yeah, like 3 seasons of that show. Like he ain't like 3 seasons. There was like how many people won? Like he brought New York back twice. How you bring this woman back? How do women, how, and you know it was so funny sitting there like watching Flavor of Love as a fucking 11 or 12-year-old. I shouldn't have been, but watching Flavor of Love and
We
watching
all
these
were.
women that I, as an 11 or 12-year-old, could obviously tell were lying about their love and affection for Flavor Flav. He's such a
What?
pioneer to the music
Flavor
industry. you know, all his music, like you're really sitting here and lying and making it seem like you're here because you want to love this man. Come on now, come on.
You don't think
This
none of them loved him? What?
That was a show.
Come on, it's Flavor Flav.
what
Yeah.
contribute?
Yeah.
And you know what? I love Flavor Flav.
I
He's
love
probably
Flavor
done
Flav,
more
but
in his
that wasn't
lifetime than
love.
I
The
could
man
ever
wore a
dream
clock.
to.
He
But
had a big old club.
Respect.
all of those women that came
No one
to,
could
like,
have
each
him.
woman that he chose
6
ended up
o'clock,
leaving
3
him.
blocks away.
Each woman he chose ended up leaving him.
That wasn't real. That
And
was a show.
He was with somebody during
What
that
did
whole
he?
time.
He was with what's that boxer named wife?
Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah,
I
like
knew
they
who
was
you
just,
were talking about because
Wow.
Ivan
About
Drago.
Sylvester
That
Stallone.
nigga killed Apollo Creed.
oh
You see about Sylvester Stallone, the boxer,
yeah,
the
his
real
ex,
life boxer, Sylvester
yeah,
Stallone,
his
Rocky.
ex-wife.
Mm,
He played in. She was with Drago.
Word.
Yeah,
She
in
talking
the
about
movie,
I
yeah.
the
was great.
tall Norwegian John. She was something back in the 80s, but back
Yeah.
in 2000s on the Surreal Life on
Whoopie whoopie.
VH1 was just pumping a lot of shit down my throat as a preteen. Like,
I
why
like
do
the
I
other
know who
girl with
Jose
Flavor.
Canseco is? Hmm?
I like the other girl that was with Flavor Flav. She really liked him. What was
Who?
her name?
Hoops
Not
or
New York.
Delicious?
No, not Delicious. Delicious got married to one of those guys.
From the
Both of them
Central
did.
Park Five.
Hoops ended up
Central
fucking
Park.
around, allegedly ended up
Who?
fucking around
No,
with T.I.
the black girl. What was her
Wasn't
name?
Hoops?
Love.
There's got to be Hoops.
Nope, it wasn't Hoops. Hoops is with some other guy before she was with Shaq.
She was allegedly fucking with Tip and Shaq.
Yeah, but it's not Hoops. It's the other one. Come on, guys. I know.
See, I can't even think of the other one.
She
I know
was
that
crying.
I know a couple of the females that were on those
Man,
shows.
what was her
They're
name?
still celebrities, like they're still reality
I gotta
star
look this
shows
up.
or reality star girls because they're on Love and Hip Hop. Bucky dates or was
I was about
dating.
to
I
name
can't.
her.
Yeah, she was dating Lil Scrappy.
Let's see
I
who
want to say there
won.
was a couple others from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which is I'm going.
Oh, what's her name? I think
So not
y'all know
Hoops.
this girl.
If it's not Hoops or Delicious, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. The main reason I was watching Flavor of Love because
Not
some of those
New
ladies were
York.
fine as hell. It was fine. I.
What the heck was her name?
And it's not like they used their
She had a show, Love New York.
New.
Yeah,
Oh,
New
you mean
York.
New York? He didn't
Yeah.
choose New York. He brought her back twice to not
Yeah, we
choose
named
her.
New
Yeah.
York. Yeah, we named New York.
I said, yeah, that's
said it?
Tiffany.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Okay.
That's
Tiffany
how
Pollard.
deep into
Tiffany
VH1 I
Pollard.
was.
Yes.
Yo, her mama, like, yo,
Oh, her
that's
mother
again,
was-
that's them purposefully picking people with terrible personality profiles just to put on TV for ratings.
She looks really different.
Because then after that, her and her mom got a show just so you could see that fucked
She
up
did
relationship.
work. Did she do work?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, because I'm
She
Admitted
showed
me.
her
looking
ass
at her now.
figuratively and
She
literally
looks
on TV.
really different.
Both times he didn't choose her, she bent over and showed her naked ass and told him
Oh
to kiss it.
yeah, I remember that.
She swung on that white chip pumpkin for spitting in her face.
Oh,
New York.
Oh
you
yeah, I
know what I'm saying?
remember
remember
that. Oh wow, she looks totally. I mean,
I was outside for VH1 in
she
the
was
early
funny.
2000s.
To me, she was funny, and her mother. Her mother. They were
Yo,
funny.
her mom scared me because her, like, you could really see, like, yo, this shouldn't. I was as a child, I was like, yo, this should not be televised. This is terrible. This woman grew up with a mother like this. This is.
You think
if
it
you're
was
on the
just
same-
for the show, though? It could have been just for the show.
Yeah.
If it was just for the
I
show,
love New York.
that type,
Yeah,
like
she had a
what
show.
people will do for the check,
I
also
know.
was
It's
scary.
crazy. Ain't nobody doing all that. That is crazy.
But they did all that.
Yeah.
They did it.
They love them some flavor.
Yo, they really lived and died behind that. They was really in there fighting each other again, sister wiving it. Like, how do you as a woman or as a man, if you're on a bachelor or, you know, shot at love with tequila type show, how do you even still have like that's how we got desensitized towards relationships, I feel like, as a culture. Dating shows and reality shows where we just started making love a game. We started competing for it.
You know, it's been like that though.
It has. Boots, that's the one I forgot. Boots was on that.
Boots, Bucky.
They've always been, you know,
Hey, shout out
five,
to
There
Scorpio
have always
Virgo.
been dating
five.
like the love connection back in the 70s and shit.
Well, I was
Yeah.
just going to say, in general, just in the real life world, there's
Shout
always
out
this
Scorpio
kind of
Virgo.
5-star guy that
Giggles.
people will clamor and go to and give their attention to, but
Word.
they just put it on a TV show this time.
Some
Bachelor,
things.
Bachelorette show, you know, that's
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we got desensitized to it because it stopped being an actual it stopped being something that, you actually find throughout genuine life experience. And it started being, like a competition, a game show. It started being entertainment.
Hmm.
Love and relationships became entertainment.
In real life.
And they always were. Like back as far back as the 50s with shows like I Love Lucy.
You know what? There is a connection to that because that's what social media does. That's the entertainment factor of it. People want to take pictures and show off their
Relationship
relationship,
goals, couple
and
goals.
knowing that in the background that they're just arguing like cats and dogs. And someone got. We're going to talk about a story later on, thanks to the Preezy, about someone that got stabbed.
Ooh,
A relationship with someone got
Damn, we
stabbed.
missed it for spooky season. That's a good.
so
I mean, hope
bad.
that person is okay.
So bad.
Oh no, well, we don't want
They
to
died.
foreshadow, but yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Until we get to it a little later.
I have
Tom
one
Brady got
question for
divorced.
you
I'm just looking
guys.
at
I
a
have a
headline.
question for you guys.
Go ahead.
And I know I'm not Big Red, I'm not trying to take up the show, not like that. Um Women doing
I was
BBL.
out there.
I think that one of those Jamaican stars that
Oh,
put
Vice.
they
They
were
got
saying
stabbed.
that she went to DR and she wasn't doing well. First, the rumor was she was in a coma, but I don't know how true that is.
Oh shit.
So, what do you guys think about that? Like,
She's
just
in the
going
coma because of the BBL.
well,
allegedly.
I don't even know why she did anything. I
Allegedly.
thought her body was just, she had everything. I don't understand what else did you need to do. But
Peace, brother.
what do y'all think about that? Hey Nate.
What's going on, Nathaniel? You over there? What's going on?
What's up?
Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Oh, he definitely on the West Coast. It's sunny out there.
I'm trying to tell you.
You want
Sunny
to?
like
Wee.
Did you want to ask that?
Going back.
Oh, did you hear the question?
No,
Nate, did you hear the question?
I just popped in.
Okay. Go, you want to ask the question again so he can?
Yeah, I was wondering, what do you guys think about the women out here doing these BBLs? As you know, Spice, they stated that she went to DR and things didn't go well. I think she's okay because there was a rumor that she was in a coma, but her I guess her manager came on and said no, it's not true. But there was a rumor that something might have went wrong on the operating table. And I was just wondering, what do you guys think about women having these BBLs and stuff like that? Is it going too far?
I'm a little
Way too
squirrel.
far.
What's BBL?
Brazilian butt lift.
Oh,
Them things they getting on them booty cheeks.
some things.
They lift up the cheeks.
I think it's going too far if you're trying to get someone who is trying to be with you long term, because that's not a long term solution. That's a short term solution.
That's a whole nother bill to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
same
like
with
keeping
them
up your.
the breast implants. You got to deal with that 10 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
If that is your solution to get attention from men, that's
For
a
real
short
men,
term solution. That's not something that's going to keep a guy with you long term, because it's a flash in the pan, basically. It's going to get your foot in the door, as I always say. Get your foot in the door, but it's to keep you in the house.
I need real cheeks. I'm sorry. I need real cheeks.
If you got a BBL, somebody else is going to get a BBL. Someone else is going to BBL. It's almost like a bacteria. Everyone's getting BBLs, but it's no one's keeping you there. There's no rash of Instagram models that are keeping husbands.
And you can see a lot of the operations are not done correctly. Like the legs don't match the
it looks terrible.
behind, and it's excessive.
Not really.
Like, is it do you think it has a part of like insecurities as well?
It's definitely insecurity.
Yeah.
It's definitely because guys aren't asking for this. We're not asking for this.
Nope.
We're fine.
I
was happy with the 1990s booties.
I don't know about the 90s booties. Hey, give me Damn, what's a good year for booties?
Any year they come out.
Word.
As long as they
I'm
God-inspired
classic.
booties, I'm saying.
It's hard to
Natural.
tell when they
And
started
it's
getting.
fine with natural. They'll be fine
Right.
with natural. But either way, even if you don't have one, if you're going to depend on that for keeping the guy around,
Right.
you're trying to improve the wrong parts about you.
And
Word.
then you got the
Sad.
wrong
It's
guy.
so sad.
Mm-mm.
It's so
It's like a
sad.
guy. It'd be like the equivalent of a guy trying to wear a hair hat and trying to get women, and like, oh, that's all I'm gonna do to improve myself. And he can have a horrible
Just get my hat
personality.
right.
He may not know how to take care of his woman or anything, but oh, he's got a head full of hair that can come off easily like Velcro. Oh, that
Get
should
into
keep
an
her around.
argument. Woman, do you
Well,
That's
do
what,
don't
we blame
make me?
society or social media?
Yeah,
no, I blame the individual.
Yeah.
I think social
Society
media.
do what it do. I mean, what you
We
gonna do
always
with
look for a
yourself?
scapegoat to blame. We have to blame people individually. Like, I mean, yes, when it all trickles down to it, society
Personal
plays a part
responsibility.
into it. Social media plays a part, but you have to. Everyone isn't running out to do this. Like,
Yeah.
and
So
people that aren't in financial situations to do this are doing it. So that should tell us that this isn't something that it's something that a small yet alarming percentage of the population is giving their time, attention, and hard-earned money to. And you're right. There's an element of it that just takes the responsibility out of actually working towards improving yourself. You think you can, and you know what's fascinating that I can't remember if I heard this here or somewhere else, but rich women are actually they're removing their implants. They're removing the things from their
Really?
body
probably because of the
because
damage it's doing to the
because
body.
it's plastic surgery is more accessible now. It's not
It doesn't
hot
make you
topic.
unique.
It doesn't make you unique. It doesn't separate you from the poor bitches. That's pretty much what it's like, they got booties now too. Yeah, fine. I'll do the natural look. I'm gonna go back to being natural. It's a lot harder to pull that off. And it is. Alicia Keys has been
You
natural
got to
for
work
years.
for that.
She hasn't worn makeup for years. She hasn't done any of that, and she still naturally glows. It is a lot harder to dedicate yourself to a diet, to dedicate yourself to a workout routine. It's a lot harder to do these things. But
Yeah.
when you figured out
They
there's
want it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
They want it
instant
right now.
gratification,
Right.
that's like back to what we were saying about with men, how we treat sex, how we treat intimate connections. It's immediate gratification that we're after, and not actually working to get to know, to build something. And yeah, just trying to inflate your because I'm if I came at you with like an extra 6 inches of fake dick, you're and it fell off in the middle of it or it deflated in the middle of it. Oh shit, my bad. This my Dominican
That back
my
up.
Dominican dick lengthener didn't
Oh Lord.
didn't didn't stick. My DDL didn't stick. My fault.
DDL.
What?
That's a new term.
That's what we're doing, fellas. You're going to
DDL.
Brazil. We're going to Dominicano to get the
Is it
Oh
worth?
Dominican dick
God.
lengthener.
But is it worth? You know what? If that was the case, I don't
Oh
know if
my
there
God.
is. But with
Right.
guys,
Is it worth your health?
you know what? Guys would die for it. Guys would go to
Dude, we
Dominican and
die
get
over
surgery for
Jordans.
it.
Oh my God.
Well,
Right.
They got
Like,
people implanting fake chests and fake biceps too.
That's right. You're exactly right.
Isn't
Guys
there
are
a
doing that too.
gentleman
we have
online?
hair implants.
He had you ever see him? His breast and his
Yeah, I know
arms,
what you're talking about.
like something went wrong. He overdid it. He looks, oh my God, he
Like,
looks
hey, homie,
horrible.
your breast is lopsided.
Oh
Homie, your breast ain't
God.
looking.
And you can't tell him nothing. He like
Nope.
all.
So is that
He thinks
steroids?
women are looking at him, but women don't
Sir,
even
if you
care.
could just, sir,
He,
if you
he, he
Is
keeps
that
his shirt off.
steroid? Was that steroids?
No, I think they
It's
implant.
it's a synthetic oil that he puts into his arms to make him look
Oh
that way.
my goodness.
it's
So
very
he
synthetic.
can have all that. That's the point there too. He can make his arms look that way, but he still can't lift anything that way. He's still not that strong.
Oh
Because
Yeah,
man,
those fake
it
ass
looks so
muscles.
bad. It
All
looks
that buffness for nothing.
This for the optics.
yeah, I guess it's like the equivalent of a push-up bra for women. It's just like,
Oh,
is it
he
really
looks-
there or is it
oh,
isn't?
it's not good. It's not sexy. He thinks he's so sexy.
What we
It's
got to do is, if we want to stop it, men, we have to solidarity. We have to stop clapping the cheeks of women with BBLs. gotta stop clapping those cheeks. Gotta stop throwing money on those cheeks. We gotta
Yeah.
stop. We gotta stop liking the pictures of those cheeks. If you noticed, if you ain't seen no gym pictures, if you ain't seen no pictures where she was waking up jogging or in the gym, and she just went from literally like jeans, damn near looking like she's in a 90s girl group and just baggy on her, to looking like typical Instagram model fashion now.
Mhm.
It's not real. Scroll past. Matter of fact, unfollow.
I don't know why people just don't want to go to the gym and
That's
just
work.
work out
Well, it's too
naturally.
easy.
I don't understand.
Commitment.
It's
Work.
too
The
hard.
least
It'll look
resistance.
so much better. You'll feel so much better. It's
But they don't want
yours.
to do it. They would rather just, they already working harder at work to get the bag up.
Right.
But if I'm gonna just use the bag to get my body where I want, like it's a really
Hey.
rich mentality. It's really what I don't have. I'm just gonna use my money to make up for it.
Yeah. I mean, they can stand at the kitchen sink and hold on to it and just squat 200 times a day while they wash
Mhm.
after they wash the dishes.
Pace the wall.
Work on them glutes, you know.
You know,
Drink
you
a
know
bottle
what
of water
actually
instead
be,
of eating something.
you know what actually would be better for some of them just going to get surgery would be therapy. Or work on what gave them the
Why
low
are you
self-esteem
eating
in
so
the
Self-love.
first
much?
place.
Now we back to self-love.
Right,
Mm.
because you're still going to have that same mindset when you get the
Right.
surgery. That's why you see people getting surgery over and over, and they never stop. And they
They
whittle
lying.
down their nose until it's
Mhm.
nothing but a toothpick, and they keep getting breast implants until it's a size Z, and they keep
R.I.P.
getting
Michael
ass
Jackson.
implants
That's fucked
until
up.
they can't find any pants that fit them, and
It's
now they got back problems because their breasts are too big because they ain't worked on what's on the inside. Until
right.
you get that
Looking
part
like a
fixed,
capital letter P.
you're going
You
to
don't get out of here.
continue having these kind of issues. And
Yeah.
then you're going to put that off on the guy that you're with.
It's sad. I
Children too.
knew somebody that went to DR and they passed away.
Oh my lord.
So it's rough. It's terrible.
Isn't that what happened to Kanye West, Mom?
Yeah. And
Yeah, I think
first
she
of
was-
all, I think
And I
You're
was
doing too
just
much.
thinking
doctor
that.
told her not to
I
do
was
it.
sending you a telepathic thought. I
I
just
think
thought
the first doctor told her not to do it, and she went to another doctor.
She was obsessed with that, huh?
They did it. She did too much, I think, at one time.
Yeah.
because she was trying to fit this ideal, and he spoke about it because he admitted to having surgery done and getting liposuction as well. Because at the time he was dating them Kardashians and they're all over TV, he was trying to fit into this image of how he should look. He wanted to work on his body. And again, very rich mentality, and even a richer mentality now that you're with these white people. Instead of working for it, instead of getting in the gym, hitting the weights, doing some push-ups, getting a personal trainer, you have, and if you want to pay for it, you could pay for it in the ways that we see actors pay for it. Like there's a clear difference in the mindset. There are
Still got
certain
work
people
to
that have, a rich mindset, and certain people that have a mindset where they truly want to get better. Like Michael B. Jordan doesn't go and get plastic surgery when he needs to play Creed.
Yeah,
The
but he
muscles
probably
is
does
real.
steroids, though.
I mean, Mark McGuire took steroids, Barry Bonds took steroids. I mean,
Check your heart,
if the
though.
conversation is steroids now, I don't know what we're getting into. I mean, what is it an injection? Is it look, that don't matter. We're not going
To enhance yourself and put yourself in danger at the same time, I would say is the conversation, men and women. If you're willing
Yes.
to put yourself in danger to where we can think of many of those professional bodybuilders.
Right.
I know that's the extreme way to go with it, where they compete and their hearts become so enlarged that they can't carry all the mass that they put on their bodies and end up dying early just to win a few trophies early in their life. Or wrestlers, for that concern. A lot of wrestlers die of because of bad hearts.
Right.
heart be
Because their
big as
hearts
shit,
become
like
enlarged
John
and they
Henry.
can't handle it. So that's that's another form of cosmetic, maybe not surgery, but it's going to the body. That's the same thing I think Preezy with the story with Spice, to put herself in danger where she already has.
Are we talking
surgery
about Ice
before.
Spice? I'm sorry. Are we talking
No.
about Ice Spice?
No, this
Spice
is a
Girls?
She's on a
Jamaican
reality
artist.
show, Love and
Love
Hip
and Hip
Hop.
Hop.
The
Yeah.
Jamaican
I was about to say, it's like she went out and got a bit like that was
she's a
quick.
Jamaican artist, musical artist.
Well, and she's in a coma for this.
Well,
Yeah.
they're stating now that they were saying that she wasn't in a coma. I guess her manager said that she wasn't, but they said that she was not doing well. But I don't know how true it is. I didn't read further.
Oh, yeah,
But they
it's like
said she went to DR. to
It's,
get.
it's like one of those
Some hacks
commercials
over time.
for, medications that you see late at night and they try to speed by the negative side effects real quick. Taking Neosporin will cause
Yeah,
mild diarrhea, severe headaches, in some cases death. Like,
it's so
whoa.
much. When is
Well,
enough though? Like,
this
gee,
this is her right here. I saw a
right,
bad
right,
picture, but
Okay,
yeah.
all right. And she was pretty. She's cute. What the fuck? She
Hmm.
like it's
She
like
don't
she need
she don't see herself that way.
yeah.
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. She until
Yeah,
she fixes what's on the inside that's bothering her, she's gonna continue getting the surgeries,
right.
or
Until it
she's
kills her.
gonna have low self esteem for the rest of her life, and probably pick the guy that she shouldn't be with.
Because
Um,
K Michelle did it, and she had to remove everything.
yeah.
She had to remove everything.
And that was another thing that bothered me
Yeah.
too. Not so much that she removed it, but she kept telling me, "Oh no, this is real. This is really me." And so you had other women thinking like, "Oh man, I got to compete with this. This is my natural body." And
All
people
right,
were like, "Well,
like
damn, I guess I got to get surgery to get a natural body like hers."
Wow.
And then she came up talking about, "Oh well, nah, it was natural. I lied all those years,
Yeah,
and now
because
I
she
had to
was
get them
in
removed
trouble.
now."
Her body was not
for
doing
some reason
well.
women don't have the same dedicate. I mean, is it and this just it's just me like being an 8-year-old boy. Is it because women don't like to get sweaty? Is it like is it because y'all don't see the value in or the workings or the hardship or the value in the actual physical strain of working out? Like is it, or is it coming from an aspect of, trying to make it seem as though I'm just genetically blessed and gifted. Like this is what my body like. Is that why there's, an emphasis on getting the surgery versus working for it? Because yeah, I get it. Working out is fucking hard as shit. Like anytime I'm walking down the road and walking down the road and I'm or driving down the road and I see a person that is doing the same thing as me, trying to get into shape, just trying to, and they're, I hate to use this term, like starting their fitness journey. Let's say they're 100, maybe 200 pounds heavier, and they're, going along the way, but they know it's going to be a hard road. But I guarantee you that person's mindset is not, I just need to save up at least $15,000, $20,000 so I can get this sucked off of me. Versus, I need to, one, I could probably save money by changing my diet a little bit. Actually, not really. If going eating healthier food does cost a lot more money, but you could just not spend money on those, like those cheaper, nastier foods, and yeah, really dedicate and commit yourself to self-discipline is pretty much what it seems like it's lacking, but there's discipline in other areas, so it's confusing.
Yeah,
Self-discipline and
they just
self-esteem.
Well, I just think it's just a multivariate of things. I think we
Yeah,
just I got well, like I mentioned earlier, this the physical aspect as far as like getting in shape for guys. We just don't get surgery. We just take steroids, and they just get the
Does
surgery.
that put you in shape? Like, well, I'm
You have
like,
to work,
you're
yeah,
thinking from getting or building on muscle. I'm
yeah,
thinking like losing weight, like
yeah.
dropping
Okay.
fat.
I mean, that can go both ways with that too, though. You can lose fat by gaining muscle as well too, or it can make it
That
easier.
too.
It can make your metabolism speed up, or whatever. But you do have to put in the work still, versus somebody would have to put in work for 8 years to get the same type of muscle. Uh, you're not going to get the same type of muscle The Rock has, but
Can you
you
even
get a
get muscle
lot of muscle.
implants? Like,
I know he had um,
he got some implants. He has some.
mastectomy. I think that's what it's called. He had extra
He added
fat
titty.
on
He
his
added some titty.
breast, chest at one point in the
I
early
knew
part of
it.
his career.
I knew it.
And that got I forgot what the term is called, but it comes
It's weird.
from using steroids, and it gives you extra breast tissue on your chest.
For
And
what?
he had that early in his career, so he had cosmetic surgery too. But I think
Wow.
women, they don't. Of course, they don't want to look like a steroid up person. So instead of taking steroids, most of them, instead of taking steroids, they go and get
Yeah,
the
women
surgery.
want more of the curve. I see.
Yeah.
They don't want the chisel. They don't want the tone. They don't want. I mean, some women do. They do want the. I don't want to say like all women don't, but yeah, they want the curve. They want it to look soft still. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Quote unquote womanly, more feminine. But I honestly see value in the gym bodies. Like, but and there are some women that mix it up. There are some women that get the BBL and then go to the gym. Like they get the butt lift and then they go work on the stomach. Like it's Like, I honestly, if
Well, when you
something
get
is
these
harmful,
operations, you still gotta work out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You still have to work out. So I don't know. Why don't you just work out?
But
They need that booty for that party next week.
yeah. But it
yeah,
all comes
it's a
back.
matter of time.
It all comes back to the path of least resistance. Well, we all got some
I don't
things
know.
that we work on in life where we try to take the easy way out. This is just one of them for women and for some
I don't
parts of
know
guys.
about surgery being the easy path. Knives and needles and stitches.
Let's also look at it from this aspect. It could become like let's say, because Preezy had a good point about they want that body by next week. What if age plays a factor? This could be older women that have the financial capital, that have the financial fortitude to, I got like an extra 5, 10, 15,000 I could play around with. I was gonna go there anyway. I was gonna go to Brazil anyway and do it. So, and they don't have the metabolism to actually, their body can't stand getting into the gym. You know what I'm saying? They can't do the things that a younger woman, 10 or 15 years her senior could do. So they're older, so their bodies can't handle working out. So they take what they think is the easy route, which would be surgery.
You go work out in the swimming pool. Take off the resistance.
They'll pick a smaller working out, like just walking around their
Right.
neighborhood, or putting on some ankle
Yoga or
weights,
something.
And then
ankle weights and walking around.
now you can do what you want to do with your body. Just don't put yourself in harm's way. When
That's what
you
I
start
agree.
being a detriment to your own self, that's when it's becoming a problem.
It's
So
not an enhancement if it doesn't. It's not an enhancement if it harms you.
right.
Right.
Yeah. Because food, as we were talking about earlier with obesity, food's not a problem until you overindulge
Right.
or you eat the wrong kinds of foods. So look at it in the same way with surgery. If you overindulge or you get the wrong kind of surgery, if it can cause you more harm than good, then maybe you need to work on something else that's in here on the
Maybe you need
inside.
some therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You need to
Well,
take
with that
a theme course.
with that being said, let's go into the next topic for today. We're going to go into the leave it or medicated part. Let's see. With the leave it or medicated part,
But we leave in the Medicaid.
we're going to go. Each person is going to get. I know you're kind of new to it, Nate. We're going to start off with. Everyone gets a minute to give their initial response about the subject we're talking about. Time. And after everybody around the room gets to go, then it's a free for all. You can talk as long as you want. Well, not too long because you got to go to bed. Make sure it's interesting. Make sure you got some good information what we're talking about. But here we go. Leave it or medicated.
Leave it or medicated.
All right. First thing, we'll leave it or medicated tonight. This one just popped up. Was it Tuesday? Migos and Takeoff. Takeoff was murdered, if I've got it correctly, in a bowling alley.
R.I.P. that man.
Supposedly, somebody was creating an argument, allegedly with Quavo, and from what I've heard, he got hit by a stray bullet. That might have been meant for Quavo or someone else, but either way, he got hit in the head, and also I heard he got hit in the torso, which fatally killed him. And he was only 28. Died, Tuesday in Houston, Texas. And we've done, it seems like there's been a running theme, probably the last couple of shows, about why this seems to be so prevalent amongst us, or at least our culture. And basically, well, we'll let you guys speak on why it just seems this is, I don't know, the 7th or 8th rapper it seems like this died this year. I'm running out of fingers at this point of counting how many rappers have died. But why do you guys, if you can stay in a fast 1 minute, again, you'll get to talk about it later on. Why do you guys think this continues to happen? And, we were talking about it, but 1 minute we're going to be talking about it, and then we're going to forget about it. You know, because mainly when I saw this happen, you know what I kept seeing? When people was like, I want to see the video. Let me see the video. You know, and putting that fake ass rest in peace emoji. Good and
It's
damn.
literally a high five, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, ain't nobody damn praying. Ain't nobody getting on their damn knees.
It honestly makes me want to knock the pussy out like fight night. I'm not like, R.I.P. that man. Quite goddamn.
Oh, sorry guys, I ended up hitting the wrong button. I'm back. But I was say anybody praying for that man like that, man. They're putting a little emoji and getting a couple likes, and people are going for that. Anybody getting a damn
They're putting their tags
recording it.
on it. Like they're
Yeah,
putting their actual Instagram and Twitter tags on it and sharing it. Like
yeah.
for
People are
more,
recording it.
follow this page. Like for exclusive footage of, like, there's nothing exclusive about, like,
People up there were recording it instead of trying to call for help. They were recording this man bleeding out his head. But with that being said, Nate, if you want to speak on it, man, first we'll give you a minute, give your initial statement. Why do you think this keeps happening with our community, with our culture? Or, give us your take. Why you think this is so prevalent with our culture?
Well, I'm usually getting the news secondary, so I don't usually keep up with all this, this craziness. But I just hear about it. I flash across my social media or whatever. I don't know. I go with the good and evil thing. I serve God Almighty, and there's always a adversary that's trying to take us away from that. So looking at it from that perspective, I mean, if you're not locked in with your Creator, you bound to fall for all kind of evils and stuff that just degrade you from humanity. And the culture today, it's like we don't value life. I mean, you're killing millions of babies every year through abortion and stuff. So life doesn't mean anything to a lot of people. So that's why they just popping them off and yanking them and killing people at will. It's like it don't mean nothing, until it hits your house personally and stuff. Then you're like, oh man, this and that. But just to take somebody else's life, it's like, oh well, next. So I don't agree with all the culture and all the rap that's poisoning the mind of our young brothers and sisters and stuff. We so easily manipulated by evil instead of trying to step back and say, hey, we're gonna use this for entertainment purposes only, and we're not gonna live this way. Matter of fact, you don't even need to listen to it. Go find the clean music. Go back to some of the old rappers and stuff. And listen to some of that what's that? Edutainment,
Yeah.
BDP, stuff like that. But I'm from when the rap started back then. It wasn't all that killing and stuff. We had rap battles and stuff, but it wasn't nobody dying. So it's just a whole different culture right now where killing is nothing. I mean, it's actually a badge of honor and stuff, a trophy for you and stuff. But then somebody, you not only take that life, you take the life of everybody connected to that individual. You know what I mean? Everybody suffers, even though the person may be gone physically, but everybody around that person that's connected to them suffers. So they don't think. That's my minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's my take, man. Cause it's sad.
All right. Preezy, I'll let you go next. Can you hear my button, Preezy?
I don't think any of us can hear it. I ain't heard it
Well,
either.
I don't think so.
I heard a little think. I heard a little think.
I think that was a comment. I can hear it.
Yeah, that might have been a comment thing. Yeah, I don't know why my sound is not going up on that. Okay, I'll just let you know when the minute's up. I don't know what's up with the sound, but all right. Preezy, I'll let you go.
Hey, Big Ray, just do this.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, I also actually forgot to do one part. No, never mind. We'll just do the minute. Preezy, I'll let you go next. What you got to say on the matter?
Like Nathaniel said, it is sad. Look how many rappers that have passed away. Some of these people I didn't even know. I didn't know who these people were. But it's so sad. I mean, they're getting into little confrontations and they're pulling out a gun. Like nobody's even talking anymore. And then there's so much jealousy why everybody can eat? Is that the saying that they say? Because I'm old school too.
Mhm.
Everybody can eat. Why is everybody hating on everybody? Why are you disliking me? You know, it's just sad. Like, I don't know. Like Nate said, I'm a '70s baby, so I was brought up Sugar Hill Gang and all of them. And when they rhymed about going to parties and having fun and dancing, break dancing, all that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure there was some little things that happened back then, but nothing compared today. It's like every year you hear a rapper is dying, and it's sad. I don't know. I feel so bad for this young man because they claim that he was really quiet. He wasn't a loud person, and he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. It wasn't even for him. And
Right.
even if it was for his partner, why you shooting at him? Because y'all have a disagreement. Why shoot at him? For what? It's senseless. It's the killings are just there's no love for man. There's no love for man.
All right. LT, I'll let you go next. Tell me what you think about this situation.
I mean, I got to start RIP that man take off. He truly was a very quiet, like he, I guess I'm literally probably the only one of the Migo generation. Um and or of this current generation as a whole. And yeah, to a lot of degrees we're lost. We haven't valued ourselves, we haven't valued our women, we haven't valued our communities for a long time. Like ever since we figured out that violence on wax sells, that's all we've been able to sell. We haven't been able to go back to the days of knowledge reigning supreme over nearly everyone, because and I'm sitting here wearing a death row hoodie, you know what I'm saying? You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife, you know what I'm saying? That shit goes quadruple quadruple platinum. You know what I'm saying? Like they kept making hits, like, or funky ass hits, like every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like there's I think it's when music became a business and more, or the music business, like the business part entered the music. But I also don't want to just blindly point this at rap as well, because there are other forms of media of which we consume violence, we consume sex on a large basis, but we don't point the finger. Movies. I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger. We were talking about this. I've seen Robert De Niro be a gangster. Those literal words, gangster, R.I.P. Ray Liotta. One of my favorite movies is Goodfellas. And all they did was kill people. They looked like them in that movie. They had consequences for it, yes, but that was a movie that perpetuated violence. We have video games, one of the other biggest medias on the planet. Video games are a multi-billion-dollar industry. And what's one of the most popular? Grand Theft Auto, a game that is literally named after crime. And there's a Grand Theft Auto for you if you're black. There's one for you if you're Asian. There's one for you if you're Hispanic. There's one for you if you're Italian. So it lets you live out the fantasy of being a criminal. You literally get graded and rewarded based upon how many robberies you commit, how many murders you commit, how many cops you've killed. So we live out this aspect of being a violent and vengeful, lustful society in different forms of media. But I truly feel like, and you can just call me being the black conspiracy theorist that I am, we point the finger at hip hop a lot, and it does disproportionately affect us as black men. But also, let's be honest, whoever the they is, that's what they want. We disproportionately point the finger at hip hop because that's created by us. That's what we have. You know what I'm saying? That's what we created. That's one of our great American contributions. It's not our only one, but it's the main one they like to give us acknowledgement for, as why it's a detriment, but it's the main one that they make so much money off of behind the scenes.
Okay.
I mean, I see Kanye West is in the headline, so eventually we're going to start talking about Jews, right? So, who are some of the who are some of the heads of the record labels that distribute these? I just want to say Beyonce had one of the greatest videos of all time. And there we go.
All right. All right. I pretty much will agree with mostly all what y'all say. Yes, there are violent movies um, or Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci and such and such. There is Halo, there's Fortnite. Of course, there's Grand Theft Auto. Difference is because there's always been violent hip hop, at least from the '90s. I'll say that part anyway. We had violent hip hop, but we didn't have this kind of problem in the '90s as we do now. The problem now is the oversaturation of violent images on TV now, the oversaturation of violent music that's out now, because we didn't have the internet and YouTube in the '90s and the '80s and such. So when you see that oversaturation being played out, you start to believe that this is real life for everybody. You start to believe that black people are monolithic in nature, that we are violent in nature. That's what's one of the racial tropes that we were trying to get rid of. But how can we get rid of it when it's in music, it's in love and hip hop? You see, and yes, there is TV shows like Real Housewives that have white people on it, but they also have images put out there for them so you can separate them. We don't have that luxury. That's what I think is the major thing is this we are fed this all the time. We fed it in the news, fed it in the music, fed it on TV. This is what we are. So this is what we should aspire to be. And so we're going to listen to them because they're our heroes, basically. You can become a great hip hop artist or you become a great football or basketball player. That's it. You know, we got small images here and there that's positive, but they get the most praise. If a doctor got the same type of praise as black that a hip hop artist would get, we'd see more doctors.
There
Why
was
do
a
you think we
black
see
Dr.
such
Fauci.
a huge amount of doctors that come from Africa and come over here and become that? Because they're not, they are bombarded with those type of images over there. They stick their heads in those books and not into lyrics of today's musical artists. That's why we are bombarded and oversaturated with these bad images, and we don't care about life because these images tell us not to care about life. That's why we're at where we're at now. It wasn't like this 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It's a different time now. And yes, we can't blame it all on us, but as I always have said, we're not the dealer, but what is a drug dealer without a product? We're the product. If the drug dealer does not have a product, he has nothing to sell. If we don't put ourselves up here on these musical formats, there's nothing to sell. So we got to take some accountability for it. It's not 100% our fault, but we got to take some of the blame for that.
I
Maybe
agree.
as an entertainer, certain things, I don't know, or certain people you shouldn't just be around anymore. You're no longer, you're in a different, you're at a different level now in your life. And maybe certain things you just, or certain people you just can't be around. I don't know.
Mhm.
What do y'all
Maybe
think
And it's
about
like we
that?
know this on such a deep level, and yet I
still
still
fall
scroll
through the
down
cracks.
my timeline and I see people aspiring to be rappers, aspiring to be singers. Like we still aspire, we're trying to be internet comedians. Like we still aspire to be in the inner or in the entertainment industry, even though we know it's literally built off of taking advantage of people of color, taking advantage of women, and not giving them their just due. But you're right, we don't give attention to the world's, dopest black doctor. We
Or the
don't
black
give attention to the
astronaut.
world's dopest black lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't shout these people out. We don't value these same things that, what I'm saying, we say we need to see more of for some reason. And there is a certain level of accountability that needs to be had. Like again, we need more education, we need more employment, we need more. We need those people that we look up to, like our rappers, the people that we currently have. We need them to make things cool. You know what I thought was funny that I saw today? A fake press tour that Drake and 21 Savage were doing with Complex or with Vogue magazine. It was like Complex News released it, but it was with a fake sit down with Vogue magazine where they were joking about how 21 Savage Is I don't know if y'all know this or not. 21 Savage is an avid reader. That sometimes when he's on the block serving fiends, sometimes when he's not, they ain't say serving, but when he's on a block, sometimes when he's in the strip club, he'll just pull out a book and start reading. You know what I'm
And the
saying? Like
strip club,
one of his whenever. You know what I'm saying?
what
When
a
he's in the booth,
distraction.
he'll
He's
just pull
bored.
out Charlotte's Web. He said
Oh,
one of
yeah.
his favorites. One of his favorites is Charlotte's Web, Harry Potter,
Oh,
and it's like
Charlotte's
that's
Web.
funny.
I love me some Charlotte's Web.
It's a good book. It's like it's funny, but it's also that's more of what, like one of those commercials that Red that you put in the chat. It's more of the images that we need to see. We need to see our stars, our our celebrities, our Barack Obamas, our Jay-Z's, our Michelle Obamas, our Oprahs, those people that should be on our side because they look like us.
How about mama and daddy and grandpa and grandma?
Mom and
That's
dad
where,
and grandpa.
that's where the
And
examples
you know
start
what?
at
Right.
home.
Thank you.
That's
Regular
where it
people.
started at home before you even hit the world. Everything started at the house.
Right.
Yes.
Regular
Thank you.
people.
If you don't get it at the house, the world gonna consume you with all that crap.
So yeah,
That's
let's
it.
start with each other. Like we need to check our friend
Right.
groups, our family members. Hey,
Bad
like
association spoils good habits.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible.
you're only as good as the company you keep, as it said. And
But
as a matter of fact, as I turn to Leviticus, and
Ooh, no, you didn't. You done pull out the Bible.
I got a
Lord.
Bible. I got a lot of Bible.
Wow, that's good.
I'm,
What you was
I'm,
Yeah.
gonna
I'm
say,
getting into
man?
Hinduism too. Oh, go ahead. Nick. My bad.
personal accountability, personal responsibility. You got to have some type of moral and value system to keep you in line, with decency and humanity, and instead of just falling for every fad or, just because. I mean, these stars, these people, they get paid a lot of money by these powerful people to create these images to poison the mind of the weak. And if you can't see it, you'll fall for all that stuff in front of you. But me being an old head, I know the game of manipulation and mind control and all that stuff. I can see right through it when as soon as it appears, he's like, okay, I know what they're doing. But these young minds, they don't know. They just, oh, that's what's happening. If so and so doing it, I'm doing it. So that's the sad part, because you're an old head trying to say, hey, bro, that's a trick from the man. It's a trick from the devil. Don't fall for it. Like, oh man, you're old. Yeah, this is new time. We do this now. Okay, it all gonna lead to the same road to destruction. These good principles and good values have kept me alive and out of jail and off drugs, for 55 years. So, I mean, ain't nothing changed but the date and time and the faces behind the evil. But, the
Right.
values just, it ain't going to change. Truth's not going to change because you in a different time. So, just coming from an OG.
Right.
But, it breaks my heart to see us going off a cliff like a bunch of lemmings and stuff. And
It
nobody
really
don't
does.
listen to the facts and the truth. You know what I mean?
And it's
sad
like,
'cause
but we are
it's so
listening
powerful.
to things that we shouldn't be. It's so easy for us to, yeah, I mean, yeah, to just piggyback on what you said. It's so easy
Yeah.
for us to be manipulated. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy for us to, because I mean, like you said, it should start in the family. It should start in the home. It should start
Hey,
from where
Pepsi.
you're cultivated from. But we obviously have broken family systems. We have
Yeah.
broken home
That
systems.
was part of the plan. That was part of the plan too. Break up that
That was a
family.
part of the plan. They wanted
Take away
to,
the
they
strong man.
attacked the black family system directly.
Right. And now we've been in hell ever since. I mean,
There's no structure to it. So people are just frantically like, women don't need men because they've had to raise these
yeah.
children
People
without the
hide from
help of their
themselves.
men. Men don't like that women don't need them, so they don't want to re-humble themselves to come back to our women. It's been designed and constructed to literally destabilize us. They don't do this to other races. They don't.
Yeah. So with
Like, our
what
Chinese
you're
people
saying,
not violent? They brought martial arts over here, right? Like
Well, that's all about self-discipline.
yeah,
that is. They
it
see the
is.
value in it, but it's not hip hop poetry. Is it not? Like again, back in the days when it began, of the KRS Ones, of the Rock Hymns, like were they not giving us the message
Right.
figuratively and
Right.
literally?
There
The
was a
message
song
is
called,
helping too much though.
but
It was doing too much good.
Yeah.
the music I do is conscious rap, inspiring, informing, uplifting, and just mind, thinking.
They have artists like that today, but when you when you go to your Apple Music page,
Right.
you're not going to see a Lupe Fiasco. You're not going to see I mean, even to a certain degree, you're not going to. Well, I mean, Kendrick Lamar, you'll see because he's
J.
a big
Cole.
name now. But you're not going to see those right at the top.
Yeah.
You're going to
Those are
have to
anomalies.
scroll. Like you're literally going to have to look for a conscious rap playlist sometimes. The main
Right.
thing they're going
Yeah.
to try to push to you is things that are going to make you a consumer, things that are going to make you consume the expensive products they want you to buy, things that are going to make you consume these self-destructive tendencies that they want you to attach yourself to and want to sell to other people. Just like we are, not only are we the product, we're the customer.
Right.
True. I'm gonna play y'all guys. Oh, go ahead, Nate. Go ahead.
Never in the cycle. They got us in like a matrix.
Right.
Very much.
Yes.
I'm gonna play y'all guys a video from I don't know if you're familiar with the rapper Gilly the Kid.
Yes.
Play his response to after Takeoff was killed, what he had to say about the people who were there recording the bad situation.
Every time something happened to a rapper or an athlete or an entertainer or anybody of color, the first thing you do is pull your phones out and start recording and post that shit on the internet, man. Y'all clowns for that shit, man. Y'all is clowns for that shit. The last image a motherfucker want to see is they peoples laying on the ground bleeding the out, man. You having mamas, kids, grandmamas, uncles, aunties. That's some dumb shit, man. But the first thing y'all do is pull your phone out. Ooh, look at such and such. Man, cool, man. For real, man. You just lost his life and you just trying to get likes. Tell me how that shit up, man. All you blog sites is out of pocket, man. You trying to get clickbait, you suckers, man. That man laying on the ground, he bleeding out. Niggas recording it and posting it on the internet, man. Y'all niggas is clowns for that.
Say, I want to tell the entertainment world, get it, the kid, Boosie. I fuck with the Migos real tough, but I just want to let all the celebrities know, y'all don't care about regular people dying. So I get with this dad, get it, the kids saying, y'all always taking the phones out. Yeah, when a celebrity die, we gonna take out the motherfucking phones. When an entertainer die, Gilly, we gonna take out the motherfucking phone. Maybe if entertainers, celebrities, actors, and you famous motherfuckers, maybe if y'all interacted with regular people more, we wouldn't be so excited to take the phones out, nigga. Fuck you talking about. Well, let me just say this, since you so in your panties about you just Gilly taking the phones out. Nigga, fuck you talking about they take the phones out on regular people. When regular people died, nigga, they took the phones out. When that nigga George Floyd laid his life down, what they do? Took the phones out and record and watched George Floyd die. So what the fuck you talking about, Get It the Kid? Shut your bitch ass up. None of you niggas up top. None of you niggas up top when somebody die at the bottom. So why the fuck the people at the bottom should give a fuck about when you niggas die at the top? Make it make sense at the top, people. Make it make sense. Y'all don't care about when we die. Name one regular person that died in your city, Get It a Kid. Boosie. Name one regular person that done died, nigga, in the back of that obituary. Y'all don't even know them names. So who give a fuck if we find a celebrity dead on the ground and we pull out the phones, nigga? We don't give a fuck about their family. They don't give a fuck about ours. You're celebrities. It's called the haves and the have-nots. We are not together. The haves and the have-nots are not together. We are divided. Y'all are not with us at the top, and we are not with y'all at the bottom. We are so far divided from one another, brother. Fuck you talking about, nigga. And I just want to let y'all know, y'all don't show this much concern when an old black woman is killed, when an old black baby is killed. It's only when a rapper, an actor, or when a regular Smo Joe dies. Y'all don't even mumble a word, not even a black child. So how y'all feel, my nigga? Fuck how y'all feel.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, so what y'all got to say about that?
Like I say, when nobody values life, this is some of the products of not valuing any life. It ain't about the status or money. It's life is life. You know? That's somebody's child. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with money status.
I agree with Gilly. The main point of this is, one, we need to care when life is lost.
Anybody,
right?
Like, regardless of what right. I agree with what Gilly said. Like, it's whack to just pull out your phone if you're not about to call for help. I hate agreeing with this Nick Charleston White, but we need to care when people die across the board. Like, it needs to, like, we need. I don't like that he was trying to separate it between celebrity and regular person.
Right.
That's how he tried to divide us. Like, oh, well, y'all only care when it's celebrity. It's like, no, you telling us that we should care all the time because George Floyd is a regular person. You know what I'm saying? Breonna Taylor is a regular person. Sandra Bland is a regular person. We care. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell us that we. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's kind of true though.
Well,
It gets more promotion if a rapper dies versus a regular person dies.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be said with any famous person. So yeah,
Yeah,
to a certain
that's bad.
degree, yeah, I get that with celebrity, but should we again not feel bad? This is life. This is loss of life, and this is loss of decency in the action of, instead of people calling for help, they're recording for likes.
They want to be the first one to post.
Well, I think I don't.
But
Maybe
some of these
maybe I
recordings
misheard
have
it.
helped. Some of these recordings have helped. Like, y'all know the incident where the firefighter got into an incident with the black guy and somebody was standing by recording, and thank God they had that recording because the wife had to shoot him, and that helped, that saved her.
Yes,
they didn't
that
charge
is
her.
a good instance.
So somebody, and look at the gentleman, I don't know his name, Floyd.
George Floyd.
Yeah, the young lady who videotaped.
Yeah, it helps.
So some recordings now, they have helped.
Yeah, but call the police first.
Yeah,
The
police,
police
that's
first.
the
That
other
should
thing,
always
yeah.
be.
Well,
That's,
yeah,
yep,
I
across
mean,
the board.
I
Call the
understand
police
that.
first.
Yeah,
Have
do the
one
emergency
person-
thing first.
When
911.
it's like 20 people recording though at once.
Right.
How's
That's
that?
different. Yeah.
It's called bystander syndrome.
That's
Bystander
different.
syndrome.
Somebody needs to call 911 now. Come on.
Yeah, just think
People always assume that someone else. People always take the assumption that somebody else has done it already, so I don't have to. But what I'm gonna do is
I'm gonna get the first shot on it. Hey, just think if they wasn't recording the Rodney King ass.
Right. That was
and
one.
they, and they still
never
went.
Donate. There you go.
But well, in that instance,
Somebody was in
who's
their
he gonna
window.
call?
Wasn't
Though?
they in their house recording that?
You couldn't call the police
right.
though.
Who you call when the police whipping your body?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
like,
Those
what
Yeah.
does it matter?
You gotta call the hood fellas.
Yeah, and they didn't have
Pookie
cell
in them.
phones.
You got to get Pookie in them.
Yeah, but they didn't have cell phones when Rodney King got beat. It was a big camcorder.
Oh, yeah.
Because again, yeah, like Charleston White is saying all this. Like, what about Takeoff's mother? What about Takeoff's family?
Yeah,
like,
kids.
like
Yeah,
you do not. So you don't want people to care about him dying because he's a celebrity. So his family shouldn't get like again, the things you're saying. There are points that I can agree with. We need to show this concern for life. We need to. Yeah, like I don't. Nobody knows the exact details of exactly how this young man lost his life, of how guns even came into play over a petty argument over a fucking game. When it is supposed to be celebrating, we're supposed to be enjoying ourselves, and we have guns here. That is, gun violence is a problem in this country across the board. You know what I'm saying? Why don't we have these big ass conversations when these white kids take guns and walk into their schools? We talk about it for like a week, then it's gone.
Right.
Terrible.
Well, LT, how I took it was he wasn't saying not really to care. This is how I took it. I was thinking he was saying if you're going to say something about Takeoff, then have the same energy about regular people too. If you're going to make a whole video about stop recording to him, then record about the grandmama that got shot in the house during the drive-by. Have the same energy, make those same videos for them too. That's how I took it.
We need to have we need to appreciate life more, and we need to appreciate the life of others more.
Right. And that's that need to be said. That need to be talked about. Value in life, you know.
Again, the cycle of the cycle that we're talking about of when you're constantly listening to, like, we see how the Jewish people shut things down when they think they're being defamed or disrespected. And yet we consume music, we consume products that tell ourselves that we're this and we're that, and it's not always positive things. You know what I'm saying? I honestly made a declaration to myself. I might go through some Richard Pryor-ish and stop calling myself a nigga. I might have to. Like,
words got power, man.
They do. And imagine you're listening to these things day after day. Now, again, Offset is not the kind of artist who is, making violent songs. This is the title of the Migos album is a little abrasive, but still lighthearted for today's generation. Young rich niggas. What I mean, because again, that's what they were. They weren't niggas with attitude. They weren't, the Cucamonga cracker killers. You know what I'm saying? They weren't young. They weren't the young violent niggas. They weren't the young gunplay niggas. They love money, they love cars, they love clothes. Again, self-destructive patterns of things that can lead you to being broke, that can lead to you being stagnant, but should not lead to you dying in a violent
Right.
fashion, senselessly violent fashion like this for no reason. It
Mhm.
shouldn't. It shouldn't.
All the things that they brag about or people or what poor people will try to take away from you. If you had value in yourself, let's say
Hmm.
you love yourself without the jewelry, without the cars, without the money, what can a poor person try to take that away? How can a poor person take that away from
By ending,
Call your bag now.
you?
Yeah.
But they can't. But see, no. What I'm saying is, you can take money from somebody and use it as your own. You can take someone's car and steal it and use it as your own. What can they rob from a person who just loves themselves?
Other than their life, that's it.
Yeah, but they can't keep the life though.
Right. I'll take. Well, they shut down.
sometimes it's not even. Sometimes it's about pride, image, how you look in the moment. Like, and again, like the details that I heard from it are, it's crossfire shots. You know what I'm saying? The
Yes.
entourage shooting at another entourage and takeoff being in the crossfire of that. So again, it's still, why are we resorting to, why can't we disagree without guns?
Right.
Why
Exactly.
and I get it. We live in a country where, again, as quiet as it's kept, there is a trial in the background of America going on for the Oath Keepers, where the insurrectionist group, the Oath Keepers, stormed the American Capitol on January 6th of last year. This trial is active. It is going on. It is still underway, and there are no cameras in the courtroom. There's nobody recording it. There's nobody tweeting about it like they do your favorite rapper's court case, or like they do your favorite basketball player's court case, or whatever the fuck. They don't want you to see certain things, but they will jam certain things down your throat. And I feel like the way they
By
took this
design.
video of this young black man's death,
God.
and now the topic again is not gun violence, but black on black violence, hip hop violence, rap
Yep.
violence, dead
Another
rappers.
another black life not worth it, and it just
Like,
displaying
why
it all
should
over
Black
the globe.
Lives Matter, y'all? Hey, look, here we are again. Why should Black Lives, just more fuel to mask the fire that they have? Because that trial, it's going to be mistrial. They're if we don't pay attention, they're going to excuse. They're going to let these terrorists off, and that's what they're hoping we don't pay attention to. That they're hoping we don't pay attention to the things that need to be paid attention to. They're hoping that our attention is divided. They're hoping that they can, and it's the same things. You know what I'm saying? Just either sex or violence, one or the two.
Sex,
Sex,
drugs,
violence, or mess.
Sex, drugs, and violence.
can't forget about the drugs, baby.
Oh, or death.
Yeah,
Like, usually violence is a part of, like, it's
they all go together.
and
Self-destruction.
then you have the people that, don't even let the man be gone for 24 hours before they hit with their conspiracy theories. It was a sacrifice and all that. It's like,
Only
Illuminati,
black
right?
people is a sacrifice. There goes the other value too. We can't just be talented enough to do things on our own. We got to have
we have
a
to
secret
sacrifice each
society
other.
to make us the top dog in the industry, whatever
That
industry
slave
we're in.
mindset. That is a slave. That is, again, you're literally acting as if you were an African selling out your other African so that you don't have to be a slave. I'll give up so that I can at least continue to be wealthy. I will give up my brother and or my sister. Like, why do we do that to each other? We don't do that when white people die. Like, how could, like
Hey,
was Paul Walker not sacrificed? Like, what about James Dean? Like,
Queen Elizabeth. She was
Queen Elizabeth. Like, what about that? That is a whole political leader. You know what I'm saying? And she just died. I could have thought
Well,
she was gonna
she's
live
damn
forever.
near 100. So
yeah. You know what was so ironic is we always put rest in peace, but we never can let our people rest in peace. We got to add conspiracy theories to them. White people can rest in peace.
And they will get mad if you disrespect. Like, yo, like, they don't.
Only,
Like, other races just don't tolerate the disrespect. I can remember, y'all remember Mind Mencia on Comedy Central,
yeah, I
Carlos
remember that.
Mencia show.
Yeah.
He was pretty much supposed to be like Hispanic Dave Chappelle for Comedy Central after Dave Chappelle left.
Yeah.
They were just doing everything trying to replace the mega success that was the Chappelle show. And his whole stitch was pretty much doing what a black person would do. You know how our sketch shows are pretty much just us taking black stereotypes and playing on him in different ways. Nigga this, nigga that, nigga that. And Carlos Mencia was doing the same thing with Hispanic culture. I'm a beaner, I'm a wetback. Da, 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 da. And what you don't hear about a lot is the Hispanic people did not fuck with that. They don't like him. And if you don't notice, he died out. I mean, he didn't die. He's still alive. But
Career
his
path.
comedy, his show, like he faded. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go anywhere. He's not. South Park is still on the air.
They didn't appreciate him degrading their culture. Huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't tolerate that.
So
Only
so
we
in other
as
words,
people.
they
you
took
know,
the
I'm
dollars
sorry,
from
go
him.
ahead.
They took the dollars from him because money ruled all that. You take the money from it, everything dwindles away.
That
And
and he
just
was
the
stealing
support.
jokes too. That was another thing too. He was stealing a lot of people's jokes.
They had George Lopez. They was good. But
George Lopez,
also, like
he's
with
still going.
Chinese people, like when again, we always talk about it when Trump said that they were giving us the Kung flu and white kids out all over America were attacking Chinese people. Asian celebrities came out and said, "Hey, stop the Asian hate." And that bill got passed quick as fuck.
Wow.
And
Well, you
I
know
know.
because
why?
they showed solidarity
Amazing.
as a group, there were no Asian
Amazing.
people coming out and saying, "Well, you know what? Actually, I agree with Trump." Like there was no jigaboo Asians.
Well, you know why that also helps too? Because they got a whole nation that backs them up too. We don't have Africa
Exactly.
backing us up.
America
When
does business with China.
George Floyd got killed, name me one African nation that helped us out and said,
They
"We
don't even
stand with
like it.
y'all."
They ain't helped us out for a few centuries, my lady.
Yeah,
They're like, hell with y'all. Y'all on your own.
Shit, even Jamaicans don't even get help from this. Say, actually, you keep them. You
The
Wagwan,
American
Wagwan.
Negro on his own.
You
Wow.
keep that shot out, little boy.
transition to the next story. This is Preezy's fault too. She brought up this story.
It's my fault.
Yeah. This is your last minute
I saw it
squeeze.
today and I was like, I gotta send you this.
Okay, this is going back to
It's deep.
value of life,
It's
loss
deep.
of life.
Mm-hmm.
Take
For
a listen to
nothing.
this story.
Circle of life. Not so funny.
This story took place October 23rd, 2022 in Chicago, Illinois, and this is 29-year-old Calvin.
Yeah, I just have to pause at this because I'm looking at the title of this, and this is bad already.
What
What'd
is
you say?
that?
This
This is
Man,
bad already.
oh, man
Man
killed.
killed over who would use the microwave first.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
No value of life. Back to no value of life.
In Sydney, and here's his story. After a couple celebrated their baby shower, a man was fatally stabbed by his girlfriend. Around 3 a.m., the couple arrived home and began to argue about who would heat their food first. Calvin decided to go first, which angered Keisha. After getting the dish knocked out of his hand, Calvin pushed the 8-month pregnant woman. The couple was eventually separated by Calvin's family, and Calvin went to his room. Still upset by the incident, Keisha grabbed a knife and stabbed her boyfriend in the leg. She then dropped the weapon and left the apartment. During the attack, Calvin sustained a cut to his femoral artery and was pronounced deceased at the hospital. Keisha eventually returned home unaware that Calvin had passed away, and she was arrested. According to Keisha's mother, Keisha had no intentions of harming her boyfriend. She just wanted him to leave because he was acting out and she was worried about hurting the baby. She also added that the relationship between the two was toxic, but insisted the couple loved each other. She quoted, "If he could raise up right now, they wouldn't have no case because he would never want charges against her." The words of toxicity seemed to be correct because in the past, police were called to the home at least 5 times. In most cases, it was because Calvin assaulted Keisha. In July, Keisha took out a restraining order against her boyfriend after he hit her again. A month later, Calvin was hospitalized after Keisha hit him, resulting in a 4-day hospital stay.
damn.
She is now charged with first degree and held on a $2 million bond. So I kind of want to know how they got first degree from this because to me, I don't think it was premeditated. I think it was like, she was angry, of course, because he pushed her, and that's why she reacted. So I do wonder if the charges are going to change. In regards to what her mother said, I just kind of felt that it was insensitive because this man's life passed away. I know that she knows their relationship better than anyone, but this isn't a simple, just assault. This man is gone. So that changes everything. So I don't think she should have put words in his mouth, but she is trying to defend her daughter. My suggestion is that if you're ever in a toxic relationship, get out, because you do not want to end up in jail and you do not want to end up 6 feet under. Love shouldn't hurt, and that is not the way to have a relationship. So get out if you can. And may Calvin rest in peace.
Yeah, I don't think she intentionally wanted to kill him.
No.
You stab somebody in the leg, you're not trying to kill him, you're trying to get their attention. And then they had a toxic relationship, so this has been going on, and eventually this was going to happen because of the toxicity. That's the same thing happened to one of my friend's son, his wife, and the son and the wife, they had a volatile relationship. The neighbors, the cops, and all that stuff. And then one day, they thought the husband was going to kill the wife. The wife ended up shooting the husband, taking the kids, and running to Mexico.
What?
Yeah, but they had a toxic relationship. It's like, so eventually, if you don't leave or get counseling help, stuff like this happens.
Okay. So the leave it or medicated question on this, y'all going to be the therapist in this one. Y'all are going to talk to her or him, or maybe both, and before it gets to the part where she has to stab him over a hot pocket, been in the oven too long or microwave too long, what would you tell them to help them out? That is the medicated, if you want to medicate it. If you said leave it, that means you couldn't do anything. It was inevitable that this was going to happen. So this is how it is. Leave it. If you're fine with it, there's nothing you could have done. They were on the path to bad life and a murder anyway. Medicate it. Tell me why you want to medicate. Well, tell me what you could have done to medicate it. What you could have done to help that situation. So, Creasy, do you want to leave it or medicate it? Is there anything you could have done to help this couple out from them going down this bad path?
No, they would have to leave it.
Okay. Tell us why. And I'm gonna try to play a sound effect in the background that you can hear the bell. But go ahead.
Let me go now.
Yeah,
okay. Well, she already filed. Obviously, there's some physical. There was some hitting in the relationship, right? Physical violence. So I don't know if I should say violence.
Violence.
Okay, violence. And she already had filed a report. So when you start going to that level of filing police reports, y'all gotta go. Because you should have did therapy a long time ago, but now you're filing police reports. The relationship is toxic. She should have left. He should have left. Now somebody's dead. She getting ready to serve time. It doesn't matter if she's pregnant or not. Once she have the baby, all right, baby stay well for a little bit in the nursery, and then the baby leaves, and now she gonna do her time. First degree murder, I don't know about that now. That might drop. It was done out of anger. I don't think it was premeditated. She was still angry, but they may say, okay, the argument was over because according to the story, she was still mad. So that means she went back in the kitchen and picked up something and stabbed him. So that it doesn't look good. She now is the aggressor. So they should have broke off a long time ago.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of bell that was, but you're going to have to leave it.
I had to find that sound effect really quick. Right. LT, let you go next on that one, man. What do you think? You leave it or medicate? Is there anything that can be done before the actual murder happens?
How would even one begin to leave it?
Leave it.
I can't think how one could. Yeah, if there's a skip in logic when you want someone to leave and your thought pattern is, in order to get them to leave, I have to physically harm them. I have to physically do harm to them to get them to leave. Because I don't know how it's going to look. I mean, no, I do know how it's going to look. They're going to completely go with first degree murder because in the most likely in the eyes of the law, that argument or initial issue was resolved. And if not, again, if this man pushed you in front of family members and you felt a threat, should have called the police on him. So I guess if there was a medicated that, so either way, the bigger medicated is to leave it. Like, this is a toxic relationship from the inside out. There shouldn't have been a child created. This says boyfriend, so they weren't even married. And honestly, thank God. Like, I can tell you this is probably from a couple that is either, if they haven't been together long, it's probably been like on again, off again. There's always been this kind of turbulence in their relationship, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
we don't need more relationships like this. We don't.
No.
We don't need to save them.
Toxic.
All right, Nate. Next up, man, tell us what you think. Leave it. If you just leave it as is, there's nothing that can be done. Medicate it. You talk to them. What advice would you give them? You want to leave it?
Nah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave it, bro, because they've been in this too long. I'm sure a lot of people done told her get rid of him, and he then told him y'all don't need to be together because y'all don't know how to get along. So it's like they probably had the warning signs, and then now she's looking at murder case because of a microwave. So they already had issues. How can you fix it when they're not listening to the warning sign, the red flag? Then you're pushing, you're shoving. She pregnant, you pushing her. Now she feel like, hey, you're not gonna disrespect me in front of my people. They broke him up. She come back, so she had to think about getting a knife. That's kind of almost premeditated. So she could have came in there and just slapped him in his face. He'd still be alive. She won't be in jail. But so it's just, you can't fix that because they didn't want it to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? So all I can say, I'm gonna pray for y'all, but I don't think y'all need to be together because y'all. And then you're gonna bring a baby into this? I can't help you. All I can do is be an example and just pray for you, because now we gotta really pray for you because you going to jail. And this man is gone. So it's like,
Jail.
Child don't have no parents.
yeah, see, it's messed up though.
Motherless child.
All right, so I guess I have to agree with the rest of you on this one. I'm going to leave it. There's an extra reason why I'm gonna say I'm gonna leave it, because there was a third life involved in that. There was a child, an unborn child. You mentioned them her being pushed, after her getting in the face over the food in the microwave. The baby could have easily been killed. It sounds like there's no value of life for the baby. Baby don't deserve this. And I don't know further the story. She's had the baby by now, because I don't know how recent this story is. But you don't want to put the baby in harm's way with both of these parents arguing with each other over something as simple as microwavable food. Hell, the value of food ain't even high if it's microwavable. We're not talking about like Outback Steakhouse.
Baby
They
shower
probably had a
food.
hot dog, if anything. They were reheating. So
Meatballs.
for them to fight over something so simple, it's not even the fight. It's just the way you ended the fight, to go back and get a knife and stab somebody. I mean,
Stupid.
I hate to say it, that I could see her getting first degree murder, because you had to go think about getting a knife and coming back and probably picking the place where you were going to stab him at. And unfortunately, in your thigh, the femoral artery, that's the biggest artery in the body, and you can bleed out very easily. You got to get a little bit lower in the leg.
People always think stabbing someone in the leg won't kill them.
Yeah.
The only reason why I said maybe not the first degree, because she had papers on him already of being abusive. So she might,
She stayed there, so that's on her.
Yeah.
I mean, you back to leave it, because they're not listening.
I don't necessarily believe that she did it to murder him. I think she was trying to send a message, but it's going to be hard to prove that.
I think her message is very damning. She said that if he could raise up right now, he wouldn't press charges on her. She didn't. That's not. You're not claiming remorse for killing him. It's already stating right there that her mental thought pattern is, this is normal to us. He wouldn't see a problem with me stabbing him. The only issue is he died this time. This is something we do. And yeah, when you're thinking like that, you don't need to bring a child into this world, especially not with this person. The fuck? What if you get angry with this child? You gonna stab it? You're gonna raise a baby to start stabbing people every time they get mad because they see y'all stabbing each other. That's okay.
It's sad.
To answer your question, Dr. Lamar,
we turn to Leviticus again.
Let's see, been repealed since 2011. So no, not right now. They
It's a sad situation.
So now the baby don't have a father and the mother in jail. So now the baby is
Yeah,
what, orphan?
yeah.
Go
So
to the
three
family.
lives. 3 lives just got lost.
Yeah. So now the child is damaged before the child even born.
Right, and
Mentally.
the child didn't deserve that.
I mean, they didn't think enough of the child to stop the foolishness. So I mean, it's just it's toxic, man.
Over
Some
food.
relationships don't need to be.
Um, yeah.
People are so selfish, but don't think about themselves enough.
Or like the people that's connected to everybody, the two people. It's like all those people got to suffer this now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Sad.
And if you were thinking more about yourself, like if you're thinking about yourself, you're thinking about yourself in the sense of a mother. I am a mother. What do I look like stabbing the father of my child? Father, I am a father. What do I look like pushing the mother of my child? If you had a better sense of who you were, what your role is becoming, like again, arguing over a fucking microwave.
I'm sure
Y'all
they
niggas
argued.
ain't never had a microwave. Like,
I'm sure they
microwave
argued
privileges
over.
is that hard?
Their arguments was worse than that right now.
Yeah, I'm sure they argued over everything. That just happened
Guess
to
what?
be a
In
subject.
prison, you gonna always argue over. There's 30 of y'all in one microwave.
In prison, you shouldn't even have a microwave. Hell, you're in prison.
Oh yeah,
Well,
she'll get to prison. She probably
I'm
ain't telling
breezy
you
about
right now.
that. Breezy will
Like,
tell you everything they got in the prison. They got more
yeah,
than just
I
microwave.
know.
They living
My
large.
brother was calling me from a cell phone,
Ooh,
Mm.
and he
Had a
had me
phone
send,
in the
that's the
cell. That's
CO.
a cell phone.
and he had me sending him
You got it from
putting
the
some money
CO.
on the card so he can charge it up again.
Ooh.
Hey, look, he had people to talk to.
I'm just saying, prison's supposed to be hell, not luxuries.
Some of them make it a luxury, which is great. That's wild.
Yeah, that's interesting. They be wanting rights. I'm like, well, you gave them up.
I be arguing on Twitter with people in jail. I'm like, bro, you're in
Yeah.
jail. How are we arguing? How are you?
Well, he got time. He got.
I mean, he got time, but it's like, how are
They be making videos.
They do everything.
They be making.
like, damn, you're not doing hard time at all. You do.
They doing laid back time.
You ever see
This
their
is not what
videos where
Eddie
they be
Murphy and Martin
cooking?
were
They be
talking
making
about.
gourmet meals in prison.
Prison
There's
serving
some-
like steak cakes and shit. Yeah.
There are some geniuses behind those walls.
Trying to tell you.
I used to love watching 60 Days In. That was my ish.
They was doing the wrong thing with their genius, and they got caught.
They're emotionally weak though with that all that IQ though. You can be
Yeah.
smart, but you can be emotionally weak.
What do you call it? An educated fool?
Educated fool.
There's another way to look at it.
Plays the fool.
All right. Next story. This one's a quick one. I don't think this one will have too long of a conversation about this guy and his wife.
Boo. Fuck Tom
One of them
Brady.
works about 500 million,
Nigga,
close to 500 million. Giselle, who's a former supermodel, and Tom Brady, that guy no one likes, as he gave his sign language to the camera before. They recently just finally finalized their divorce.
Wow.
It seems like the divorce was mainly done because Tom Brady was promised to stay home with the kids after retiring once, and then
this mid-ass family.
end up going back to play football with the Buccaneers, who are greatly suffering. I'm glad.
So that's the reason of divorce, huh? Okay.
That's what I'm hearing. He's like he changed his mind. He went back to play a recreational sport. Which
Yo, his oldest son looks like Donnie Osmond.
I can see that. So, leave it or medicated is. Do you think this was worth getting a divorce for? Because I know from what I understand, he changed his mind and went back to playing football, a 17-game season. She wanted him to be home, be with her, take care of the kids. He did have another job lined up where he was going to be able to do broadcasting or whatever. And perfect response from Dr. Lamar, rich people problems. No one got stabbed or killed off of this.
People get divorced every day, B.
Yeah.
To quote Cameron or whatever he said.
What do y'all think? Leave it if you understand like this was right. It should have been a divorce. You know, he shouldn't have changed his mind on this. Or medicated, this is something foolish to get divorced over. she should allow him just to play his days out as a football player, and when the time come where he no longer could play the sport, he'd come home.
I
Let's
gotta push him in a
see.
wheelchair. His all bones all tore up.
That's what it's coming to. Let's see. Preezy. Hold on, let me take this thing off the screen. All right, so we can see. All right, good. So yes, leave it if you think divorce was the right thing to do. Medicated, they should have done something to work on it, and or just let him play his sport. And then once he's done playing, he can come home, take care of the kids.
Oh, see, it's kind of. I think it's more to it. So I wouldn't say leave it. It's more to it. I don't think they're getting divorced just for that. Maybe she tired of him being on the road. They got to be on the road, right?
Yeah, but they're also halfway at home too.
Okay, so she could be tired of him being on the road all the time. Maybe something happened. Maybe he did something in the marriage, and
Just based off of that, do you think what we've named? Do you think that's enough?
no, they shouldn't get. But see, we don't know the whole. They're not telling us everything. Trust me.
I know.
We don't know the whole story. But no, I don't know. That's hard because that's the man's passion. He loves football. That's what he loves to do. Let him play one more time. But if it's causing problems at home, you value football more than your family. So I'm gonna have to call him and find out the truth because they're not telling us the truth. Maybe he messed up in the relationship. He did something on the outside, and she's telling him, "Listen, I'm not tolerating this no more. You don't run like 40 rings or whatever it is. Enough is enough. Stop. Let's time to raise our family now. We made a deal. Let's raise the family." But he feel like, babe, just one more time. It's like Jay-Z, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. And she's like, no. So I'm not gonna choose a career over my family. I ain't doing that now.
All right, LT, Lord Trent, what you got to say about the matter? Leave it, let the divorce take its course is the right thing to do, or medicated, this was something trivial that they should have been able to work through. Let the man play.
Damn. I'm gonna say leave it. Leave it.
Okay.
Honestly, I really don't like Tom Brady. He's just one. I just don't. I don't give a fuck about him. I don't know his wife. But fuck her as a staff, as a record label, and as a motherfucking crew. I don't care. Like to Tom Brady. I don't care. I don't care about any of them. So it's like,
yeah, we don't care. They ain't giving us no money.
I'm saying if he wants to play football, damn, I had an interesting point that I just got so. I think he's bored with his family. That's what it is. I wanted it to be more spicy. I think that's the deeper reason of why this can't work. I think he's returning to football because his family is fucking boring. Did you see them? They look pale and bland as shit. His son was like Dewey from his youngest son was like Dewey from fucking Malcolm in the Middle. He's probably bored with that. Like football is such a fast sport. He's probably used to running and fighting and like battling. He probably wants his Jordan moment. Come back like Jordan wearing the 4-5. But it's yeah, I just think he's like, my life is kind of meaningless without football. And I don't care. They can get divorced. I think they both I don't care about rich white people. I don't care.
All right. Let's see. Nate, are you there, man?
Nate went to go find Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Nate, where you at?
I think he might have froze.
Can I ask a quick question before Nate come on?
Go ahead.
How old is Tom Brady?
I think 44.
Yeah, way past prime. Way past football prime. Come on. Football, like you can't even do that in basketball.
Okay, so how is the team doing?
They're mid. They're average. They have a chance to still make the playoffs, but they're not
We
doing
got
great.
he played for
That's
the
why he want to do
Buccaneers.
it. The love for his team.
He
Yeah.
just got to that team. He
The
was with the
love for his
Patriots
team.
longer
I'm
than he was
telling
with
you,
the
it's the
Buccaneers.
love for his boys on that team. Come on, let's
He
do
just
this
met
one
them
more
niggas,
time
man.
together. One more time together. I think
He
that's what
just
it is.
met them motherfuckers.
Oh, sorry. I don't know.
I'm looking up their record now. I'm trying. What is it?
How important is your family to you? That's all I gotta say.
I
That's
think
it.
he hates his family.
No, not
He's being home.
I think he went home for
his
like 2
boy.
weeks and was like, "Hey
He's not
guys," and
ready.
they was like, "Daddy," and after 2 weeks, he was like, "Damn, y'all don't do nothing other than go to school."
All right, look
And
at
like,
Michael Jordan. How many times Michael Jordan retired?
Like 2-3 times.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
They getting that funny feeling. Oh, no, I'm gonna go back. I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. That's
but he
all.
did it seemed Michael
He's
Jordan
not
didn't come
ready.
back into his
You
40s though,
don't
did
wanna
he?
be home.
He came back at 38.
30 days.
38 years old. 38.
Oh,
For the Wizards, right? That
Yeah.
he was 38 with okay.
Hold on. Let's
he's
see.
not ready. Tom Brady's
He's
not
late.
ready.
Yeah,
His
Next.
side
Brady
chick,
way too old.
his side chick said, "Go on, honey, take a chance. Get back in the field."
He
I need to
realized how
see
much
you.
his family costs.
Hold on. Let's see. Nate. Nate, can you hear us?
Yeah, I was going
All
through some
right.
mountains.
That
Did
boy
you
3 and 5.
what you have to say about it, man? Leave it. If hey, let this
I'm a,
natural course let the divorce happen, or medicated, it is something too small to get a divorce over.
uh, like previous, I think it's more to it, and maybe that was the straw that broke the camel's back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't know if I can medicate it. That's some rich people problems. But if it's just because you going, that's kind of like me retiring from my job, and then I take a 6 months off, and I'm like, well, hell, y'all getting on my nerves at the house. I might as well go back to work where I had peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? So, but there ain't no reason to get divorced. I mean, I guess it ain't the money issue. I guess it's the I don't know those stories. So, but people don't value marriage either. Like sticking it out, working it out, going through the rocky roads and coming out, smelling like a rose, when you get over that trial. So, like I say, I don't know the whole story, but it's too petty to get a divorce over.
Right.
I mean, even if y'all stayed in separate houses and stuff, you're gonna end the whole marriage, kids and all that. Kind of example you set for your kids.
Right.
Maybe let them play this last season and stuff, and then y'all go get some therapy or something. So
Right.
what? I mean, if you love a person, I mean, hey, and I can't live without you. Yo, I know we got problems, but we're gonna work it out. Let me go get this last season out the way and get this bag, and then we'll hash it out. Right now, I don't like y'all right now, but I'm gonna get this money.
His family
So,
mad boy.
Brother
His
gonna
family
work
whack.
it out. Brother gonna work it out.
yeah,
He's got a whack
it's got to
family
be more
life.
than that, man.
More to it. I'm telling you guys, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
That's what
So
the reports are saying.
that might be just a PR stunt to get people off their back so they won't be digging. So yeah,
Right.
the stars, they always got some other stuff going on, and they just put something out in the press to throw you off.
That's what the reports are saying. Basically, she been wanting him to retire. She wanted to retire earlier than this, but yeah,
Yeah,
with that,
but
He was
you
winning
never
too
know.
much.
Tom Brady, his whistle might not be working enough. You know what I'm saying?
there was a
Yeah.
story that came out about that, but no, I don't know how that was salacious. I don't know how true that is, but
The love
Allegedly.
could be gone. The love probably gone. And it's
He,
not
yeah,
there no
again,
more.
they probably annoyed the shit out of him. He probably
How
come
long they
home
been
every
married?
day.
Well, about 11 years, maybe.
Not like that. It's been over 10 years. I know that.
I
It's
think I
gotta
heard
be
11.
that, like, because yeah, the oldest kid is like what, probably like 15 or some
15, I
shit.
think.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna medicate it because I do think it's small. Everybody knows outside of that marriage how Tom Brady is related to how Michael Jordan is. Michael Jordan is ultra competitive. He needs some sort of competition in his life for him to function. He's not like everybody else. Tom Brady's the same way. And I think what happened was he had nothing at home to help with his competitive edge. Taking care of kids, he can't play with his kids. His kids gonna start crying if he ever plays with them in hopscotch. He's gonna make them cry. And he felt that when he tried to stay home that 1 month he did retire. And he's like, this ain't the life. And he changed his mind real quick. And on top of that, too, how many people get retired at 40? You know, most people retire at retirement age in their 60s. And a lot of people get bored that and go back to work. They find something to go do because staying at home just don't work for them. And you're telling a man who plays a recreational sport and makes millions off of doing it to retire and leave forever to go stay home with the kids. F them kids. You don't like them kids like that. Nobody likes their kids that way. That's why a lot of divorces happen during COVID, because they got to see them kids 24/7 when they had to stay home with them. That's why the divorce rate skyrocketed during 2020, because they actually had to see their faces all day. Tom Brady did not want to see his kids' faces all day. Loves his kids. I think he does.
Big kids.
But there's other things in life that he loves as well that he wanted to accomplish. And that's why I think this is so trivial. They should have found a way to work this out. You know, if marriage is supposed to be through thick and through thin, how is this thin? How is this? You both of you combined are almost worth $1 billion. So you don't have poor people problems. This is it. A sport. Football is the reason why your marriage ended. That's what's being reported. Maybe there's other little things. Yeah, maybe the love has gone. Find some way to work it out, because people go through much worse things than this and make it work. I don't get it. So I would say medicated, because I think if this is the reason, if this is the major reason, if this is the number one reason, work it out. Not over no damn football, Ray. Not over no cornbread. This is almost the equivalent of the microwave shit. This is just a rich people problem. This is
well, maybe their relationship is toxic. We just don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe he wouldn't stop throwing footballs at their kids. Yeah, and you know what? Maybe he thinks his family sucks. Like, look at that mid-ass family. Like, maybe he went outside to try to play catch with his kids, and they couldn't catch, and he was like, "Damn, almost made me miss Terrell Owens."
You suck.
These kids suck. I didn't raise these kids. No, you didn't. You didn't. It's like, well,
now
going back to my team.
His boys told him to come back on the team. Come back on the team and play one more time.
He didn't even go back to New England. He went back to Tampa. Like, you just got to Tampa Bay. Like, what the
fuck? Somebody talked him into it.
That man got home for a hot minute.
It was like, told him, come on back. Come on back one more time.
All right, let's go into the final story for Leaving Medicated.
Looking like the low budget Brady Bunch.
Very much so. There's a story of a man named Brady looking ass.
Nate, I might have to mute you so some of that, man.
Nate, you going through a storm?
Hold on.
Yeah, that car. I can hear the car in the background. Okay. Let's see. What was the last one? Oh yeah, Kanye West. I'm sorry, LT. I'm sorry, man. Dang, he's staying in the news, man. He keep doing stuff.
Oh Lord.
He won't stop doing stuff, man.
Maybe Kanye hate face all.
Maybe this is the week that it ends. But as I predicted was going to happen, he came and apologized. He didn't stick to his guns. He had all these people talking about this is a part of his master plan to become independent and start his own shoe distribution and start bringing black people together, which would have been great, which is why I would say we all need to do. Then he went to Skechers and asked for help. And I was like, yeah, this ain't no bigger plan he's got coming out. He's just moving along, and whatever happens, happens. And this is what happened. He ended up apologizing and saying he didn't know his comments were going to be inflammatory, basically.
Kanye.
He's all over the place. He's all about love now. He just wants everybody to love, and he caved. I said that was what was going to happen. Once he dropped his billion dollar status, once that dropped down to 660 something, which again is rich people problems. So
still a lot.
Yeah. I knew he was going to cave because his value, this is the theme of today's show, value His value is how much money he's worth, not what he is on the inside. And that's where we're at now. And I knew that's what was going to happen. So let me play his video, pretty much caving in. And, you know, shoot, I mean, I'm not mad at him completely because, hey, shoot, being worth $6 billion, that ain't nothing to sneeze at. A lot of people would have done that. So it ain't like, you know, I'm not judging him for doing that. You know, get your money, dude, and do something with your money, though.
This apology is going to be so backhanded, and it's going to, oh my God. It's going to be, if this person was not famous.
Let's go, baby. I'll see you guys there.
Oh no, they got it back.
Gianna, Gracie, what's this way?
All right, Yay. How you doing, Kanye?
How you feeling after this week?
Considered to be anti-Semitic. What was that? All right, so it says, think about it, that sounds like the type wording that's in the contracts, right?
Indeed.
Okay, it says, such as, especially but not exclusively, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy or of Jews controlling the media, economy, government, or other societal institutions.
But isn't that what you said? That Jews run everything?
Yeah, but that actually is considered to be anti-Semitic.
Right.
So I didn't realize that it was anti-Semitic to say, hey, you know, I have a Jewish attorney, I have a Jewish record label, I have a Jewish contractor, I have a
Do you
Jewish...
regret your statements?
Or the statements you think you should be walking back? I mean, considering...
What do you mean walking back?
Well, you know, backing up off of them. I mean, the thing is, you've lost a lot of endorsements. People are dropping you. You're getting, you know, vilified. You know, I mean, you might think you're right, but I think, you know, there's a whole world out there that's condemning you for what you said.
Okay, so this right here is a chart of Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, ABC News, CBS News, Columbia Pictures, Warner Brothers, ESPN Sports, Fox News, Washington Post, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, MTV Music Television, Nickelodeon, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, Comedy Central, NBC Entertainment, Google, what else do we have? Disney, ABC Kids and Family, YouTube, Los Angeles Times, Discovery Network, Paramount Pictures, Facebook, Huffington Post, Yahoo, Marvel, Hulu, Cosmopolitan, Time, Touchstone, Associated Press, Pixar, Miramax, HBO, New York Post, LucasArts, MSNBC, DreamWorks Animation. Now, the thing is, I skipped over maybe about 5 of them because it was just unclear on this list. The red are the executives that are Jewish at these companies.
Do you think they stuck together when they heard what you said? Was that what happened?
Well, what I said is, hey, you know, I've had experiences where it felt like I was being teamed up on, and I didn't realize that term would be considered to be anti-Semitic. So I had a mediation with Adidas today, and I think Adidas felt like because everyone else was ganging up on me that they had the right to just take my designs. And I feel like right now, I feel like that was, in Christianity, we don't say karma, we say you reap what you sow. And I feel like this is God humbling me right now because there's two things that are happening. A lot of times when I would say, oh, I'm the richest black man, it would be a defense that I would use for the mental health conversation. To say, oh, you guys say I'm crazy, but look at this, I made money. And but that is not godlike to be showing off. So if it's not godlike, then God will take that because it's all the church's money, right? So what's happening right now is I'm being humbled. Another thing that's happening is by me being burned to the flesh every single day, it's actually proving it's actually proving what I had to say. So when I went to the mediation, what I want to say is, like, black people are like, okay, Lex Friedman got you to apologize, Pierce Morgan got you to apologize to the Jews, but you never apologized to us about the George Floyd comment that made us feel bad. Now the thing is, okay, JFK, they got a lot of documentaries about how it happened. So we can argue about how it happened, which I like the fact that we can do that. But regardless, when I see that video as a black person, it hurts my feelings. And I know that police do attack, and America is generally racist. And I understand that when we got to say Black Lives Matter, that the idea of it made us feel good together as a person, as a people, right? When let me say it so the soundbite is better for you guys. When the idea of Black Lives Matter came out, it made us come together as a people. Now afterwards, yes, there were some things where the money went. There were some things where it was used in order to push us to the Democratic vote. There were people behind it involved. That happened, but the general feeling. So when I said that, and I questioned the death of George Floyd, it hurt my people. It hurt the black people. So I want to apologize to hurting them, because right now God has shown me by what Adidas is doing and by what the media is doing, I know how it feels to have a knee on my neck now. So I thank you, God, for humbling me and letting me know how it really felt. Because how could the richest black man ever be humbled other than to be made to not be a billionaire in front of everyone off of one comment that actually, if you look at the definition of DEF CON, it means to get extra defense, which obviously I must have needed.
Yeah.
I must have needed that extra defense.
Are you worried you ruined your legacy, Kanye?
How?
Sway?
Well,
Stop.
I'm not worried. I'm just not worried, period. God is alive. God runs the world. You know, God even runs Hollywood. God is alive. And he's using me right now. He chose me for such a time like this to basically for the media to put their knee on my neck, for Adidas to put their knee on my neck. All I ever wanted at Adidas, I left Nike because Nike wouldn't give me a percentage for my shoes, and I had the Red October, and my girlfriend at the time was pregnant, and I needed to get some money, because if I was the kid that just had the red shoes, I could have never been a black man wearing a red hat.
Right.
When the like Nike would have shut me down immediately, right?
Right.
But because Adidas was a German company, it gave me a little bit more room to be able to express myself and to actually have a political opinion as an American, that I wasn't forced into a political opinion because of the color of my skin. Now let's talk about the red hat, and let's talk about the similarities to the White Lives Matter t-shirt.
All right, shut your ass up, man, because you ain't making no damn sense at this point.
Mama sa, mama makusa.
Like, it took you to go beneath your billionaire status to be humble. You think that's what you need to be humbled, not a word or a phrase to tell you how much it hurt for you to say things about George Floyd or DEF CON, the Jews, or whatever you said.
He said DEF CON 3.
To drop below your billionaire status. That's what humbled. That lets you know what it's all about. It's about money. It ain't about no other fellow man. That's why I kept telling people he ain't giving a damn about you. He ain't looking out for no greater purpose for no black people, man. He's looking out for himself. He just weaponized what black people would love to happen, us coming together and saying we're being separated by Jewish people or Jews, rather. He weaponized it to help him on his own self. He ain't talking about nothing.
Now it's about God.
Yeah, now it's about God.
God
He
is
didn't know
helping.
it was anti-Semitic. You ain't that dumb, man. You knew good and well they were going to come after you like that.
DEF CON 3 means
you
to
didn't
have
have a
your Air
plan.
Force ready to mobilize in 15 minutes.
The problem is he did not have a plan. He was speaking out of his ass, hearing talking points from Candace Owens and some other people, fine, you can talk, but you got to have a plan behind it. You got to talk, and if you know they're gonna come for you and make you get rid of your assets, your money, then you got to be prepared to work on your own. But he didn't
So
have a
he
plan. That was the problem.
That
One of the
so
shows the
he's
problems.
worth
difference
six
in.
hundred million. He still got 600 million.
Yeah, that ain't nothing to sneeze at.
I mean, that's good money.
Very good money. Now
He
that's
didn't
that's
lose
not
any. He
cash,
didn't
but
lose as much as Colin Kaepernick did. So he want to claim he doing something for black people. His sacrifices for black, like God is teaching him this for black people, for us. Like Colin Kaepernick literally lost his damn job. I don't know how he was. I don't know
David
how he was
Balero
paying his
said
bills.
600 million isn't a bad living. Oh.
no, I was like, he good until he ain't humbled yet. Well, he might be humble for him because his value is bet
And
on
again,
money.
yes, you show us exactly what it was. Like you felt completely correct about everything you said until your bank account wasn't correct.
So let me ask you, how many people did he lose? What
All of
endorsements? It was a lot. Like,
You
I
mean
know I heard
sponsors
it's
Balenciaga.
and stuff
crazy
like
that
that?
he lost Disney, and Disney is not like Walt
He lost
Disney
Disney.
hated
What he did in
Jews.
Disney?
He
What
ain't like nothing. Like he didn't lose anything from Disney, but they just said, "Hey, we
Lost
don't
TJ
fuck with
Maxx.
you either."
oh man, it's
He
poor.
lost people that wasn't even affiliated with him. He lost thrift stores.
He
They're
tried to
saying
go
they
to
weren't going
Goodwill.
to take his shoe. Yeah, Goodwill to say they weren't going to take his shoes because they weren't messing with him no more. They had nothing to even
Oh
do. Nobody was going to no
man.
Goodwill.
thrift stores for no Yeezys.
So he lost all of
Uh,
that because he made a comment about the Jews.
Well, he made comment about Jews. He made comment about us too.
Right? Yeah, but
I
they
don't feel
wasn't
as though
doing
he lost
nothing
it
with him
because of
until
black
he made
people.
that
Yeah,
comment about the
Yeah,
Jews.
that's
yeah.
Because
correct.
he made a comment about Black Lives Matter. They didn't remove themselves. Or
Right,
when he said slavery wasn't a choice. What did he say?
right.
Slavery?
Because there's
Slavery,
no
They
black
didn't
people
remove
in
they
slavery
didn't
wasn't a
remove
positions of
choice.
them.
power to
Slavery was a
destabilize
choice.
his
They
bank
didn't
account.
cancel on them. As soon as he said something about the Jews, they was like, oh boy, bye.
Look, look, I ain't got no problem with that because they ain't supposed to police us. They ain't supposed to police us. So if he talk about us, I don't blame him. That's why I said it starts at home.
Right.
We the ones got to police our own self. So I ain't mad at them if they don't get mad because he said something about us. They ain't us. They're not in our house. We got to clean our house first.
Yeah.
He already knows that. That's been proven for centuries.
Yeah, like
That
I said, there was
they're
there
only
was
worried
no
about
Asian
them.
person that came out and said, "Hey, well, I think Trump saying the kung flu is kind of funny." But we as black people, we will say, I don't, well, y'all don't get it when Kanye West was saying slavery is a choice. Y'all don't understand what he meant. Y'all not understand. It's like, if you understand this man way more than you understand your friends when they're going through something, y'all understand this man way more than you understand your significant others when you have a disagreement with them. Y'all understand people that, again, show y'all time and time again. If the price is right, I will sell you images and things to help you either hate yourself on the path to destroying yourself. I don't
But
like the
why
price
was
tag
he
is up.
making these comments? I'm not understanding why was he's what was what was his I don't understand why did this stuff start with him of just making these comments like that? Why?
He
What
don't
I
was
feel
going
either.
on? He
He
just
don't
let
either. We don't
he was
know
just
either.
come out and say it, like just get on the news and just say
We,
stuff.
no, he don't either. 'Cause he started off. Well, he didn't start off with the White Lives Matter thing. He been talking stuff like this, reckless for
yeah, like
years,
the
with
Jew
no
stuff is
plan
new.
though.
Like the Jew
Yeah.
stuff is like, and it's like also if you are of God, like the even bigger question, like if you like Jesus, Jesus is Jewish. I like if you read your Bible, if you turn to
It's very
Isaiah,
true. Yes, thy brother. Brother Lord.
if you turn to Matthew and Luke,
Man.
Jesus is, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just I don't get it. And the only explanation I have is the only two people who have this kind of rhetoric where they spew hatred towards Jews and they spew hatred towards black people is white supremacy. And who has a pretty big pocket? Who can make you a millionaire, a billionaire? Racist, white supremacist, that too. And who has like Kanye West does all this finger pointing at the Democratic community and the Black Lives Matter community, but you've been walking around publicly wooing Donald Trump for years, publicly wooing the Republican Party for years. Like, what did you run as in 2020 when you ran for president,
Was
Kanye
he, I
West?
don't know. Was he independent? I don't know what he ran for.
You bought Parler, which is the website where all the insurrectionists and all the Trump supporters went. Like that's what you're interested in buying. Like you've been wearing MAGA hats. Like you like you have literally seen you seem as though that you've been bought by a particular political party. We won't say any names, but you're spewing this rhetoric that actually it's the Democrats. Like again, as a black person, none of these political groups adhere to me because I don't adhere to them because they don't serve my purposes as a black person. They don't. I don't see any effective change in my community from any of these political parties. Again, it starts with me. It starts with me as a person. It starts with the change I can affect within my community. And I truly feel as though we don't need politics to do that. It kind of muddies it up. But what happened to separate like Kanye West again is not a politician. That's the other fucking
Well,
thing.
that's the
Why
problem.
is he talking about Jews? Like again, you've thrived in this community of Jewish people controlling everything. In this community, in this industry of Jewish people's control, you've made not only 6 billion, 11 billion, you still got 600 million. They let you keep a lot most than the black people you claim to speak for. There are some people in Chirac right now who look at 600 million like I could only see that in like several lifetimes of hustling. Like
Dr.
what
Lamar said he wanted to get out of the contracts. You think this is something that he's doing on purpose?
you
Okay,
didn't have to
get
get
out
into
what contract?
contracts. We
He went to
would have bought your
Skechers.
stuff and supported you.
He got out of contract with Adidas. Okay, but he went to Skechers, who are owned by Jewish people. That doesn't make
He
any
wanted
sense
that.
though.
You know, white
That's why I said
people
he doesn't have a
get
plan.
money, don't spend it. Or maybe they get like like Kanye West has been subtly dropping breadcrumbs to let us know throughout the years that I want to be accepted by white people. I want to be white man rich. I want to like, and he's going about it in a way that is like literally detrimental to his people because it seems as though he's selling his voice. It seems as though he's selling his voice and his influence to a conservative right wing group of people that are just yeah that want you to hate yourself like that want you to hate yourself, that want you to hate a group of people, and to call his rhetoric anything other than that, like wanting to get out of his contract is as I'm sorry to say, sorry to disagree, but not sorry to disagree. It's kind of ridiculous because why did you get into these contracts to begin with? Why not invest in yourself? Like again, like Sway was telling you to. Your voice was powerful enough, but you felt like you only saw value in your voice in comparison to how much these white people were going to pay you for it.
Who is his manager? Isn't it supposed to be somebody that's
Does
supposed to
anyone
be
manage
helping you
Kanye?
out
Right.
Like who
before
That's the
you
manages
problem.
open
that
your
man?
mouth and say these things? I don't know.
I remember like when he was with Kim, they would literally hop on Twitter and apologize for like he shouldn't have his phone right now. Again, this is a man that is mentally unstable. That there are periods of time that he goes through that he needs to not interact with large groups of people because he is and if we and we know this, but again, we have family members and friends who suffer from mental illness and we don't show them this amount of patience. We don't show them this amount of understanding. We don't start GoFundMe's for them. But for this man that's made some beats and some shoes, we just push ourselves to a level of understanding and patience that is kind of honestly just helping him destroy himself more. The more attention we give to him, the more we make him feel justified in the hurtful, detrimental, incorrect things that he is saying, the more he's going to say them. And the more we're going to feel that way about ourselves.
It's crazy.
Again,
I hope he don't harm himself. I just hope he.
He's moving like a man that doesn't want to be here for much longer, or that thinks
I
he's not going to
really
be here for
hope he
much
don't
oh
longer.
harm
no,
himself. I really hope he don't harm himself.
he
Um,
has points that he said that are true in some
right.
things, but Some things were egregious.
It's very true. But again, he knew that
Yeah, if
going
you
into
listen
this
to him, he
industry.
makes some of his stuff.
That's my
sense.
problem. He didn't have a plan to what to do once he said the thing. You know, it's like he threw the fishing line out and didn't put anything for bait to catch the fish. He didn't put a hook on his fishing rod. Don't throw your fishing rod out without any bait. That's exactly
Yeah,
what
because
he
it's like,
did.
what was the point of him saying this? Hey, y'all, Jews run everything. Okay, water is wet. I mean, and not even to say that that's a good thing. Like, it's something we should just lay down and take. Like, so we should tell us how to get into places of ownership. Kanye West, are you in a place of ownership?
Exactly.
Like,
That's
are you?
all I've been saying. Like, if you're going to put yourself out there and say they own everything, they run everything, put yourself in that situation because they're not going to change. Why would they change? It's in the best interest of them not to change.
You're
And they're
saying
not,
with the white. I'm sorry.
they're
You're
not
saying with
you.
the.
Why would they change?
But why would they get mad at something like that? Like,
What, to say they own everything and they run everything as far as positive and negative stereotypes? I can see why if it's not true.
Because
If they
Kanye seemed like the type to take people money and to sign a contract, not read it all the way, to accept people's money and endorsements, and then probably renege on a deal, not like something, start a fuss about it, and throw a temper tantrum. Like, that's what he acts like a lot. He throws temper tantrums. And I feel like sometimes when things aren't going his way, he uses black people, he uses being black to galvanize us and weaponize us. Like, we're just no longer talking about his kids anymore. I thought he was like, how is that going with Kim? Are you guys successfully co-parenting? Because at a certain point he was releasing the address to their school.
oh God.
Like he was only saying, look at what's happening to my black children from their white mom. But also, you're sitting down with Tucker Carlson, a white man who has literally had not many things to say positive in the direction of black people whatsoever. You're signing contracts with black people, with white people who are Jewish, who as you say, don't care about us, only profit off of us. But you signed the contract, Kanye.
The contract wasn't right. These contracts weren't right.
How you have a Jewish lawyer, but you sitting here mad that Jewish people run everything? You said that on camera. I have a Jewish lawyer, so you know that. So how you not read the contract? Did your Jewish lawyer not read the Jewish contract to you?
He must have found out these contracts are not right.
Let me before y'all say anything, let's see. Nate.
So did he not read them himself? Like, again, and what's crazy is Kim Kardashian went to law school. She definitely had to work with some Jews for that, apparently. Probably.
And her dad, of course.
And her dad was a lawyer too. Damn, I forgot.
Let me see if Nate, you got anything?
He should be better at reading contracts.
You hear me, Nate?
They got the undercover brother.
Yeah, what's up, man? I'm in the traffic.
Okay, let's just see if you had anything to say on the matter, man.
Oh, Kanye is it's a different planet. I don't know what's in his mind. He all over the place, and I can't put my finger on him because I never met a guy like that before. He be all over the place, and yeah, he talk about the Jews, but he lock arms with the Jews when he talk about money. So I don't know, man. It just that boy be all over the place.
I've heard him shout out Leor Cohen so much, like.
Yeah, just I don't know. Kanye, I think he SEOing. He liked the spotlight. He liked to be in the headlines, and I don't know. It's a case of bipolar, SEOing genius, cuckoo. He got it all. I'm not trying to judge him, but it's what I see and what I'm just witnessing over the years. He's all over the place, and he say whatever he feel, and then he wake up and realize, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Now I pissed this segment of the nation off in the world. So let me chum up in. Then he gonna say something else over there while he chumming up and piss the other side off, and like, oh man. And he just won't sit down and
It was weird.
Just live with his millions and raise his kids and be quiet. But just make some more music or something. But
He doesn't
it's
like
all over
making
the place.
music. I remember that specific interview he had with Sway, where he was pretty much saying, like, I'm saying, the record industry gets pretty much 70% of what I make off of music. I would stand to make more money, from the shoes that I designed that I 100% own, from the clothes that I designed that I 100% own. So he's slowly over the years been trying to move away from making music because whereas
Passion.
that is his passion, he doesn't, and again, his motivation being money. I don't make as much money as I want to from the
Yeah.
music that I make, but I can make more money from some fucking shoes. That's why he
Yeah.
was arguing
Well.
for his shorter albums or his EPs being counted as albums. He only wanted to make EPs and fucking yeah, like he only wanted to make albums that were like 6 and 7 songs long. He wanted to make songs that were 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, because he just really
Yeah.
didn't want to make music anymore. But he wanted to
Right.
get money. He wanted money. He wanted power. He wanted capital. He wanted influence. And he
And bragging
understood
rights.
he had to figuratively probably sell his soul for it, sell his integrity, pretty much. And his integrity. What your integrity is always going to be as a black man is, the want, the need, and the ability to be a benefit to your community. Once they start telling you that it's okay to say white lives matter, it's okay to wear a hat that to your people signifies racism, it's okay to, hey, yay, what you said about slavery, shit was fucking fire. Shit was bars. Everyone else just doesn't get it. You're a genius. Like honestly, I feel like we've been kissing his ass too long. Every sentence with Kanye West like literally starts with he's such a genius. He's like when you tell people how much of a genius they are without also holding them accountable for the destruction or the yeah the just the sheer lack of decency or lack of consideration, lack of so many things when they speak, especially when they know their words have so much power and influence. You're a person that knows millions and millions of people listen to you, and you use it for selfish means. You use it to further your own gain. And I have to believe that, yeah, the people that are paying you and signing your checks have led you there. I have to believe that because if this is just who you are, then it's true what they say. Like money doesn't, turn you into anything. It just makes you more of who you are.
Kanye problem is he's not a natural orator. You can go listen to Candace Owens, you can go listen to Obama. They are natural orators. You know what their plan is when they speak. Whether you agree with it or not, you know where they're coming from, where they're trying to get you to go, what rhetoric they're trying to get you to understand. Kanye is just all over the place. It's not just now. It's been like that for years. When he gives little sound bites like he gave when he first came out, Kanye was golden. When he made his rap songs, which lasted about 3 or 4 minutes, and it was constructed to go on the song, not something that was spoken out live, he was good. When he started giving speeches out in public, like he just did there, he makes totally no sense. He has no direction where he's trying to go with his speeches. If Kanye wants to come out and say, hey, I'm a Jew as well, respect me and respect my people, fine, do that. If you want to say, hey, I want to talk about all the inflammatory things that Jewish people do to me, do that and form your own company and bring in your people. Fine, have a plan. He doesn't have a plan. That's my biggest issue. Speak what you want about George Floyd. I don't appreciate it, but have a plan when you do it. What was the point of saying that you thought
His
George
plan
Floyd
was
didn't die from a cop having his knee on his neck? What was the point? And then now you're talking about, well, because now I've lost my billionaire status, now I feel like I got a knee on my neck.
yeah,
You're
that
gonna
pissed me
compare
the
someone
fuck off.
dying from you losing your billionaire status. Make that make sense.
The disconnection there. Like, I know what it feels like to be a slain black man. I know what racial injustice feels like because I'm going from being a billionaire to 100 millionaire. No, you
Ridiculous.
don't.
All right. All right. Let's see. Nate, do you have anything to say before we move on to the last segment for the show? We're gonna end it. You have anything? Oh, he done. His signal don't went away. It went into the mountain somewhere. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the last segment. This is the deepest thought. We left all together. All right, there we go. This is the deepest thought. The last thing we're going to show is not something that really requires a lot of thought to it, even though I call it the deepest thought. Let me find the video. Something more to laugh at. There you go.
Uh-oh.
I gotta find where I put the video at. It done disappeared on me. Give me a sec. Let me pull it up. Oh, there we go. All right, well, we just had Halloween pass. And people came up with some interesting costumes. We had a costume by a guy that was on the Boston Celtics who pretended to be the Dark Knight. Take a look at this right quick.
The best part about this team is that we take care of each other. Defensively, that's all we can accomplish.
What the fuck are you doing? That was the end of that one. That was much. But yeah, guy pretending to be the Dark Knight, doing the voice and everything. And
That was cute.
That's where we're going to end the show.
What team was he on?
He's on the Celtics.
But Celtics. I'm a Lakers fan.
His friend was like, "What the are you doing?"
I'm saying it was really not feeling it. He was not in the Halloween spirit at all.
That was cute. He's having fun.
Good voice.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did pretty good.
He did the Christian Bale Batman.
That was cute.
All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and pop out on that one. I'd like to thank everybody for coming on and providing us with some hostile therapy. Me, Big Red, LT, Breezy, and Nate. He'll come back. Well, he's gone for tonight. Appreciate him coming on the show and all the people in the comments commenting on the show tonight. Triple Beam Dreams in the background. Got some
Triple Beam Dreams by artist James Dunlap. This is Soul Sister by my homegirl Arteria Richardson. It's a self-help book for young black women.
All right.
Yes. That's what we need. So we can start getting those BBLs out there.
Young black men, pick up this book. Young black ladies, pick up this book. There you go.
Maybe that'll make the men not get BBLs too.
It'll if you're a man, you will never want to touch a BBL if you pick up Triple Beam Dreams by James Dunlap.
BBLs. No BBLs.
Well, neither gender. Yeah.
Work out.
That's just scary. Yeah, but all right, y'all, we're gonna leave here. Thanks for getting some hostile therapy.
Right. Yes.
Not because you want it, but because you need it. And we will see you again on Thursday at 7 o'clock. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Good night. Peace.